Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to Rise and Shine College Football. I'm your host, Jason Watkins, and if you love college football, you know you're in the right place. So before you forget, smash that red subscriber button, like our videos, and don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss one moment of Rise and Shine College Football. What's up, gentlemen? Here's what are we talking about here? Drewski, Ramen Lemon. What do you guys? What for the kids? Probably not a kids show. No DJing today. No DJing today. I'm off the scratch. Welcome into the show, everybody. How's everybody this morning? Glad everything is. Yeah. He is for who? Yep. You guys are funny, man. There you go. Okay. Well, welcome in. Charles Crows Fly High, Drewski, Ramen Lemon. Loud, calm. Let me know when you get here. Wipe your feet. All that good stuff. And talk a little bit about. We'll just get into some more Sooner talk. Kind of let you guys get into what you want to talk about this morning about this football program, what we're expecting from the Sooners this weekend. Obviously, taking on Maine, they should have a nice game. Probably going to see quite a few freshmen playing in this one, I would expect. They've, I guess, activated Isaiah Autry-Dent off of the practice squad. So he is going to be, I think he's coming in at the number 2 spot at left tackle. Probably going to get to see quite a bit of him, I would think, in this game, which is a good thing. This is always a good thing, I think, whenever you get some of these freshmen going and look at the way things have been going. Probably couldn't hurt anything. So we'll see kind of how it goes. I know, we even talked to Coach Dent the other morning, and he was saying, you're not going to get them all in at the same time, but I believe you probably have EPL in as well a little bit, possibilities of some of these other guys. We're going to see how it goes. I would expect Michael Boganowski, Reggie Powers, some of the Jaden Hardy in the secondary, probably going to see some of those guys as well. Hopefully we are seeing more of the youngsters getting in there and getting some playing time, see if they're getting ready to go or not. Standing in the line for early voting and been there 2 hours. Early voting and you still got to wait that long? Dang. Professor, good morning. Good morning. Hey, you should call in since you're waiting in line. You want me to send you a link? Can you get in? Standing in line. Are you about to vote? Or are you about to be done? Or what's going on? Good morning, Brandon. Good to see you there this morning as well. T-Boomer, what's up, my guy? Good to see you. Caden Helms, Khalib Hicks. I would like to see Caleb Hicks. Yes. Me too. That would be good. It would be good. Kimberly K. I emailed you back last night. I actually emailed you twice because I found an email from a while back. Pretty good about answering emails, let me tell you. But yeah, I answered it anyways. Good morning. Glad everybody's in here. So yeah, I think obviously you can get to see quite a bit of that. You still got a lot of negativity going on the Bird app, which I hate. It's not that fun for me. I don't enjoy watching that kind of stuff and looking at it, but I didn't hate what Coach Venables had to say the other day. I think a lot of people are kind of tired of hearing that, we just got to get better and that, we can beat everybody on the roster when you're not winning. But we could win out. Yeah. We could win out. I'm not going to say that, but, you never know. Akankumi, that's a good question. It sounded like he got healthy. If he's healthy, why not? I think you do have, obviously with EPL, you're probably going to, I think they play the same spot. They're both guards. So, of course, you got one on either side. So I think so. I would not expect, as you know, we were talking to obviously Mr. Dent, Coach Dent the other morning, and Marcus doesn't think that they're going to go with all of them at once, and I wouldn't expect them to either. Wouldn't expect them to either. And you don't want to, you've got some fans that are clamoring, worried about if you're going to win this game or not. I think you need to go in there and step on their neck, and then you can play whoever you want, however much you want. But you go step on their neck first and get some of these guys moving. You got a big game coming up after that. Obviously, you got we've got the bye week next week, and then, or no, next week is. Let me make sure about that. Next week is Mizzou, right? Yep. Next week is at Mizzou, and then you got a week off before the Alabama game. That's what it is. Morning, Stink-ass Cat. What's up, my guy? Good to see you. Been a while. Jimmy Satterfield. What's up, dude? Good to see everybody in here. Start taking this season one game at a time, few games back. Helps me not go to bed in a sun. Yeah. Yeah, I know. So I'm not loving the way that, the column I think came out okay, but I've got it set up in like one of those ebook type of deals, and I can't put it anywhere. It's not letting me even put it on my damn website. I can't figure out how to do it. Ryman Lemon, help me. You're gonna have to help me there. I've got it on the pages but I don't know. Even if I just put it in like a PDF or whatever, it's not letting me put it on my website, which that's stupid. So I don't know. I need to do something with it. I need to get it out there. Want to see more progress for JA this week. He looked more relaxed last week. He did. Second half, again, I don't think they looked very good last second half. And kind of what I was talking about in the column itself, was just that, to me, it feels like that when you decided not to go for it. And, as I said, I feel okay about the fact that he didn't go for that there on the 30-yard line. I understand that. I do not like that a timeout was called there. But even though I would just kind of say that when it comes to that kind of stuff, that you don't love it that the timeout gets called there, because really you could have very easily, you really should have just, if anything, take the penalty and kick it. If that's the thing, if you're going to kick it, kick it. But to me, if you go ahead, if you're going to call that timeout, send a play out, show them that you believe in them and you trust them, and you need a spark anyway. So who cares? If you're not, I don't know why it feels like we're being really just hesitant about stuff, and not even just hesitant, but not as, you could throw some caution to the wind at this point. Feels like to me. You're not winning these games anyway. You may as well go ahead and kind of just go after it, But that's just me. What's up there? Let's see who else we got in here. DM me on Discord. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Took a break. Yeah, it's been a little bit since we've seen you there, Stink. Good to see you though. Good to see you guys. Let's see. Yeah. I'll I could even show it to you guys here. It looks cool. Looks like a book and everything. It's just the column, but I've, put it in like that. But just talking about how it's been a tough go, and there is a lot of people that are a little bit worried. But and just that hesitancy, and that's kind of what the column is about. Is it's just really just kind of more about that, and because of that, it felt like to me when you go ahead and you punt there and you've taken that time out, that's a missed play. So I would have rather seen you go ahead and pick it up. And I mean, the willingness to take a chance, you're kind of showing that your team that you believe in them, you trust them. I know there isn't a lot to trust on the offensive side of the ball, but I think that's more than anything, football's a momentum game, right? What do you mean? What did I build in it? You don't know why he's. Oh, well, it's the point is not the timeout necessarily. It's the fact that it could have meant something. You know what I mean? Could have meant something if you did go down there and find a way to get within a score, or maybe you find a way to tie it. If they'd have played it nearly as close as they did the last time. You know, yeah, we'll do that for sure. Absolutely. But I mean, that's just the thing is that honestly, it to me, what I was talking about more than anything, it's not as much that it's a big deal about that. It's more to me that it was a it's just the fact that there's a lot of hesitancy on his part, it feels like in a lot of things. You were hesitant about the staff. And that's really what this column is about is you start talking about what it is that you've seen from this program over the whole time. Oh, I built it in pages. I built it in pages. Yeah. Yeah, it's good to see you in here too, man. Um, because obviously there's an identity crisis going on with the offense. Look, and there was a lot of stuff going on as we've heard and we've found out, since then, there was nothing good going on in that offensive room. When it came to that coaching staff, that side of the coaching staff, there was no communication. There was a lot of infighting, things like that going on. We've heard this from a lot of different people. And if we're hearing it on the outside, that Coach Venables knew about it. And to me, he didn't take care of it. He didn't jump in the middle of it. And I understand that he doesn't want to overstep when it comes to offense because he's not an offensive guy. But that's where the argument that I've made is that this is now you got to be coach. Now you got to be a coach. Um, you know, and okay, what are we saying here? Miami lost a game for refusing to take a knee. Was it Mario Cristobal's call? Either way you look at it, where they are now, and in my opinion, that's way worse than what BV did. I'm not saying to fire him, first of all, guys. I don't know what you guys think is my point is. The problem is that you've got a lot of issues where the game management stuff, it's not just that, after the loss, you figured there should have been some moves made there in the offensive room, particularly what I was just talking about. They're not communicating well. We've heard stuff about fighting about things as little as, and it's not little, but it's, as simple as what's the blocking scheme? Well, nobody knew, things like that. So to me, uh, there were some issues. The fact that, he wasn't happy, Seth Luttrell wasn't apparently very happy with Jackson Arnold when he changed the play and it turned into a touchdown. Um, in the game against South Carolina, the deep ball to Brennan Thompson, you know, it's that kind of stuff. And it took a long time to get to that point, and you kind of wonder why. We watched two quarterbacks that look, man, I know that everybody's saying they're going to stay around. I have a hard time believing that both of them do. And it makes you wonder, you better he's definitely got to make a hire. And that's the other part of what this is. Oh, let's see. Yeah. Okay. The FSU coach has epically failed this year, and he didn't have the injuries that BV did. Yeah, no, and I mean, listen, there's different stuff that has gone on, but I would tell you that he does get crucified. Um, I think you have a lot of people talking about that. In fact, I was watching uh Marcus Dent show, and if you guys don't go over there and watch him, you should definitely check them out. But they're a trip. Um, they've talked about that a little bit in the last few shows that I've watched about it, but they're being so heavy in the portal, you know. And that's something else that you're hearing a lot of people talking about on Twitter. That I was looking at a little bit this morning. They're talking about how Venables was saying, they're not gonna. They want it to be about more than just the money and the NIL. Well, I understand what he's saying, and I think everybody understands what he's saying. At this time, I don't know that that was a great thing to talk about because automatically people are going to be like, "Oh, here we goes with the Dabo stuff." And I understand I understand that, but I do think that most of us agree that the way that they're doing things recruiting wise isn't a problem. There are some people out there that don't think so. They don't think we have good enough players. I, I don't agree with that. I think that you've done very good in recruiting. I think that a lot of the recruits, the 2024 class, underrated. We talked about that. It's underrated. I don't give a crap what the recruiting rankings say. We know better. It's underrated just by the fact of Jaden Jackson being ranked 450 in the country, and he's a first day starter. On the defense, he's going to be an All-American. You know, but I don't feel like, let's see what I'm not calling for BV to be fired at all. Yeah. Okay. I agree. I just, Jackson punted the ball against Temple. I wonder why they're not doing that. Maybe the offensive line has to do with that. I don't know. You want him to punt. You've got a hell of a punter. First off, if you're going to punt, use the punter. Again, I don't want you to get the idea. I'd rather have you guys read that before you get the idea that I'm just harping on that. What I'm using that as an example of his reluctance to make a decision sometimes, or to make a quick decision. Some of it should be instinct, is the way I feel about it. When it comes to that, but when it comes to your football team, I just don't know why you would wait as long as you've waited on some of this stuff. And the way that things were handled with the quarterback room, I don't love it. And that all falls onto BV because he's the head coach. But if he turned it over to Seth Luttrell and Seth Luttrell wasn't getting it right, and if we're hearing about certain stuff, he's hearing about it. Well, these coaches, on the offensive side, you can't have all that kind of stuff. That's disharmony in the room. You're messing up an entire side of the team. It's not going to work like that. It's bad. It's bad for your culture. It's bad for all of it. So that's just kind of where I'm at. And I would agree with this. In the top 10 recruiting, because injuries and bad hire, we are not top 10. Daniel, or we're not in top 10 right now, is what you're saying? Okay. The injuries from this year, okay. Those guys are all good recruits, though. The recruiting has been right, and the talent is there. I would just tell you that, and what can you do about the being snake bitten? Do you hope that some of these guys do better? Sure. But I think we know that you could tell just from that first half, the way that they were doing things, they were building on top of what they were trying to get done. I think that I don't know that I love who's in there, but I'm glad they've got the quarterback coach coaching quarterbacks. I don't, that just feels like something they should have done. But I do think that Had you done this a little quicker, maybe things aren't in the position that they're in, and you get some of these guys developing. Doesn't sound like they were developing very well with the quarterbacks, and you've seen they haven't played great. Now, yes, a lot of that is the offensive line. Again, and I know a lot of people want to put that off on Bill Bedenbaugh. Okay, he wasn't in charge of what the blocking schemes were going to be either. Normally, you would have them do that. That's not how it's been. Seth has wanted it his way. The good news is I think they are definitely being more collaborative at this point. We would have liked to have seen them be a little better in the second half, and that's what I meant by talking about the whole punt thing. I, in my opinion, in that instance, I would like to see those guys go ahead and let them. I mean, even though it's on the 30, hell, at that point, what do you got to lose? You've already called a timeout. Send a play out. Send a play out. And I mean, it's 4 yards. You did pretty well in the first half. You hadn't gotten anything done. Honestly, on your third downs in the second half, that was probably one of the more gettable third downs if you look at what the distance was. Oh, yeah. No, he's not quitting on him. He's not going to quit on him. Who's saying quit? What are we talking about? Think there will be an experienced quarterback brought in by the new OC. Okay. If one of the quarterbacks leave, you have to get another one from the quarterback, another one from the portal. I agree. I think no matter what happens, and see, here's the reason that I'm a bit concerned about whether or not they're going to come back. I think that Jackson Arnold would have to be told it's his job. And I don't agree with that at this point. I think that you need to show that you could do it. He may love this he may love the OC and maybe he stays, but I think he's going to want to have that job. And I honestly wouldn't give it to anybody. I think that it needs to be a competition, whoever's there. I thought it needed to be a competition the first year that Venables got there, and they gave it to Dylan Gabriel. Now, I don't have problems with Dylan Gabriel. I never have. But I would say that it messed up the rest of that quarterback room when they made it loud and clear that it was Dylan Gabriel's job. So, the only other person you got, Davis Bevel, and then obviously, you had General Booty as well. But, yeah, it was definitely a bad hire. The D was a bigger problem with injuries at the end of last season. They still weren't filled up. They still weren't filled up. They needed more pieces there. And I think what we've seen, and actually I was talking to Legend about this last night, and you've seen that the floor has gotten higher, not just the ceiling, the floor. That's the reason. I mean, look, I'm not ready to pull the plug on this thing. Not. I don't think it's time for him to go anywhere. I think that the way he's recruiting better than we've seen them recruit probably ever as far as all around recruiting. Just in the last, just since not ever necessarily, but like particularly in the last 25 years or so. Even better than Stoops and them. And there's, obviously there's been some amazing players that have been recruited during that time, but I'm talking both sides of the football. The talent is definitely there. And the talent will continue to be there. You definitely have to get a very good coordinator. It's time to do that. And I would say that wasn't a great. I don't think it was a good hire at all. And I don't think that he took enough time with that hire. I mean, if you're going to take some time, that's where you should have. Because the bowl game doesn't mean anything. You could have had those guys go ahead and step in and take care of that and then bring in the right guy. And I think that's what you needed to do. Yeah. and it does happen. But I'm saying when you look at the recruiting talent that he's brought in, it's good. It's good, and it's underrated. They were number 8 in the 2024 class, and a lot of those guys, like as we were just talking about Isaiah Autry-Dent, he's going to be on the active roster this week. And you think about it, he was a 4-star. Once he committed, he stopped going to camps, and they dropped him into 3-star, a long ways into the 3 stars. He ended up being the number 1 ranked 3-star tackle. The kid's 6'6", and he's already up over 300 pounds, 320 actually. He's ready to rock and roll. If it hadn't been for that injury that he got early in the year, where he broke his foot, he probably would have already been playing. So underrated there. That's not right. I mean, like we said with Jaden Jackson, Devon Mitchell is the number 1. He's a top 10 overall recruit if he stays in this class coming up. They get him. He's out of the top 100 in every recruiting service except for ESPN. And that's why I tell you guys that the damn numbers don't really matter. If you get guys, you get guys. So and there's a lot of reasons that those things happen. The other morning when we were doing that show and that Coach Top was on there, and he was even saying that there's a lot of those coaches that have it in their contracts. They get bonuses for being ranked at a certain place, or they have levels that they have to be at. There's a lot of things going on with those things, and they don't see all these players. And I don't know how you would trust some, company that they get paid. They put on paid camps and everything else. And, if you're not going to those camps, they're not going to rate you. It's just to me, I think it's clear that there's some definite issues. And if you really want to know how good they are, go take a look at who all is giving them an offer. Do that. I don't want to see them hire the UNLV coach or Indiana. Either get someone from the Saban or Kirby tree or better. Okay, the Saban or Kirby tree for the offensive coordinator. I want nobody from Saban's tree. Nobody's left. Who are we talking about? I mean, it doesn't really look. I mean, the only one that you've got Billy that's probably going to stay at Florida at this point. It looks like. I would say yeah, because he might bring DJ Lagway with him, but I think that's why he probably stays at Florida. I can't think of any other guys that aren't head coaches that are still head coaches somewhere that you would be able to get. I guess maybe Mike Loxley. I don't know that I love him. Kind of like Arbuckle. He's a young OC from West Texas. Yeah. I don't think that you can afford to do that if you're Venables though at this point. I think you need to get somebody who is going to do it. Right? One good season doesn't make them a good coach. Right. Oh, yeah. I think if you're going that direction, if you're going to go with like quote unquote up and comers, I think you look more at a guy that's, well, first of all, I would look at the head coaches at the lower level. You start. That's where I get into. I think GJ Kinney is that dude. If you could get him to come on, I mean, we know that Mario Cristobal isn't the one that's developed Cam Ward. That was GJ when he had him at Incarnate Word, and look where he is now, killing it. Like him a lot. He's won everywhere he's been. They beat Baylor. They beat Baylor just last year, so I like what they're doing. I if you could get him, and I like his, you've got his offensive coordinator as well, which I like that, But I don't think you go with his offensive coordinator. I think you go with him. If you can't get him, I, my favorite guys are Andy Koltonicki and as we talked about with the Oregon guy. Those are my two favorites, Will Stein and Andy Koltonicki. I'd love to see him get either one of those dudes. Dan Mullen is another. Yeah, I could see him be. I mean, he's been a good coordinator in the past. He was really good with Urban. He's been a head coach, and look, they were pretty damn close at Mississippi State to get into the championship that year that he had Dak Prescott and those guys. So yeah, I like him. I think Mullen would be not a terrible guy. Ohio State poached their DC. It's doable. Poached who's DC? Stink. They poached Okie Lights DC. Who are we talking about? Poached who's DC? The DC at Ohio State is the guy that came from Oklahoma State. And yeah, you can poach from there because they don't want to pay the guy. But they're not happy with him already. Yeah. What do you do? We don't want anybody from Okie Light. We don't want anybody from there. I'm not sure where you're going with that. Yeah. Well, they're not even happy with him. But I think that I think that you can definitely poach. Oh yeah. No doubt. But and I would think that's where you go get Will Stein. That's where you go get that's absolutely where you can go get Andy Koltonicki or Will Stein, either one of them. I think that this is a brand that you can do that. They have the money to go do it. They've put the money together. I already know that's a fact. This is something that has to happen. So they're going to go get them. And right now, Will Stein's making, I think, 1.5, maybe double it. Go to 3. Who cares? Who cares? Go get the guy that you know is going to work. Koltonecki, same thing. Hey, you think about Penn State and how shitty they've been on offense. Yeah. Yeah, the crazy thing about that is they could have had him last year. And they didn't end up doing it. And then now it'll definitely cost them more. Again, yeah, go get it. They got the money. They do have the money. And I like him too, man. I'll tell you what, if he goes and beats Ohio State this weekend, though, it's the price probably goes up. Because they're going to have to put some points on the board to win that. I'll tell you, that'd be another one that you look at would be like Chip Kelly. You talk about wanting to run the football. Chip Kelly is spread it out and run the hell out of it. He's done it everywhere. Chip's a hell of an offensive mind. I think he'd be a good coordinator. I think he's there with Ryan Day because Ryan Day was always one of his coaches too. I don't know that that's really a possibility. And they got plenty of money at Ohio State too. So I don't know, but I think that would be another one that I would think would be good. There's a couple of guys that you've heard of. I think there's a couple of names floating around from the NFL, but I don't know. They're guys that aren't working right now, and so I don't know that I love it. Money's going to talk when it comes to the OC. Money's going to talk when it comes to the OC. I'm not sure where you're going with all this. Who's not gods? Who are you talking about? I'm not even sure where you're going with that stuff, Daniel. It is going to be the main thing with these guys. When they're already at a damn good job, you going to think you're going to go get Will Stein because you're a brand? Stop it. Right now, it doesn't look great. You're going to have to pay him. Who? They're not gods? Oh, they're not gods. Okay. Well, you got the GOAT on one hand, and Kirby's the winnings. He's the guy right now. Who's better than Kirby right now? As far as Kirby's, I mean, yeah, you could go and get a guy like Coley, who would be his assistant head coach, and like he's a offensive coordinator. He doesn't call the plays though. Mike Bobo calls the plays. I don't think he's leaving Georgia. I just don't see it. And then Coley has called plays before. He's been good. He has been good, but he's not a play caller at the moment. Now, I would say he put 2 guys in the first round of the draft when he was a play caller in the past and the quarterback coach. So I don't think he's bad. It money is a big deal everywhere. Money will not solve it. Yeah, money will solve it. Because you're going to have to get the best coach, and that takes money. You got to go out there and get one of those guys that you know is going to turn this thing around immediately. Didn't say there were guys that have more titles than anyone over the past 15 years. Not look correct. I don't know where you. I don't know what you're. We're not Texas. We have enough, but it should be. But it should be not our main thing. Yeah, you know what the main thing is? Win some damn football games. Put some damn points on the board, because they would be winning football games if they were putting points on the board, and they're not. Right now, they're arguably the worst team in the SEC when it comes to wins and losses. They're going to be right around the end. Not good. Hopefully they beat Mizzou. Some of these guys, they do have enough money. That's ridiculous. They have better recruits. Don't start that stuff, Breeze, with me, because I'll tell you this much. They're underrated. We were just talking about that. They do have better recruits. They have better recruits. Who are you telling me isn't a good recruit because they're not getting it done? The scheme has been bad. The scheme has been bad. Silly talk. I just love how people come up with their own little narratives. Hilarious. Scheme has been very bad. Coach Ricks, if you want to hop in, there's a link in your email. And if you don't have a good scheme, you're screwed. Period. And nobody's saying they're Texas, though, either way. It's not, but there's plenty of good players. They have better players than most of the rest of the. Take a look at the blue chip rating. And that's even where I'm saying we're not getting enough top end 5-star guys. And it isn't a fact, because we just talked about that. 5 stars don't mean shit. There's only 32 of those guys in the country. And sometimes it's not necessarily that they're the actual 5 stars. Coaching does matter. Coaching matters for sure. And if you're not on the same page, which they haven't been, there you go. All right, man. It doesn't mean it. Look, the bottom line with the 5 stars, yeah, you know why they're 5 stars? Because they're going to Georgia. And they're not what they have been. Take a look. Take a look. We're talking about 5 stars. So Jaden Jackson wasn't a 5-star guy. He's not a 5-star, but they had him ranked 450. He day 1 starter. He's going to be an All-American this year. Freshman All-American. Yeah, they get it wrong. What you look at instead of the stupid 5 stars is you look at where they who gave them offers. Isaiah Autry-Dent, we just talked about him. Crazy stuff. No. Should we be looking for 50? Probably. But it's not, and again, it's not the end all be all, guys. Those stupid 5 stars, there's 32 of them. That's right. There's 32 of them in the country. Let me ask you this. I'll tell you who gets the most of them is actually Ohio State. When's the last time they won anything? Back when they didn't stop getting those guys. And Clemson won 2 of them. They weren't getting all 5 stars. In fact, the first one, they didn't have a 5-star until after they won the first natty. I love it how just gonna believe it. It's a for-profit business. They're running for-profit camps and stuff like that. Like I said, with Isaiah Autry-Dent, he was in the high 4 stars, stopped going to camps because he committed to Oklahoma, and they dropped him to a 3-star. He was the number 1 tackle in Alabama or Mississippi. Dominated the Alabama-Mississippi all-star game. They dropped him way deep into the 3 stars. It's a bunch of crap. they've got talent. That's not the problem. That's not the problem. They had some injuries that hurt them. So, and that's what's absolutely important. Yep. And yeah, so let me ask you. And then here's the other thing: the high end 5 stars. It's working pretty well for Texas A&M, but they don't have all those guys left. Some of those dudes left, but that number 1 recruiting class that they got, what happened with that? They went freaking 5-7 and then 8-5. That awesome recruiting class didn't do shit for Jimbo. Got him fired. They will be legit next year. Are we looking for 50 points this week? Fatty says, yeah, I think more than likely. You would hope. I'm all the way with you right here. You got to have a guy that can. You have got to have a guy that can develop and evaluate it, and that's why it makes me laugh that people say anything about Bill Beatonbow. He didn't get a bunch of 5-star guys. He's getting guys. Well, and one of them probably should be one. Ryan Foje, he just got. I think he was he just got an MVP award from the Houston area. He's killing it. He's the same size as Michael Fasusi, plays the right side, but he could play either side. These guys are good. And Fasusi's a 5-star. They've got the best offensive line class in the country coming in. Period. Yeah, Jimbo was asked. Jimbo's won a national championship, though. You know. Yeah, that's facts right there. Going after it, just you can be a casual and just look at the damn 5 stars. You can be that casual and make sure that it's all about that for you. Because listen, I know Josh Pate's going to tell everybody this: the stars matter. You know why the stars matter? It matters because it's about the money that the kids get paid at this point. They've attached a monetary value to it. You know. That's why it matters, but that's the only reason it matters. Well, you got all the answers there, Jay Breeze. They've had to play in every position on that line so no one can get comfortable. They had a bunch of injuries too. I don't care if you're telling me that it's about high-end 5-star guys. If you're telling me about that, that's a casual way to go about it. And I didn't necessarily call you a casual. You're the one that brought it up yourself, you know. I said there are a lot of casual people that are just completely saying it's all about the stars. It's all about the stars. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The most important thing is, I would tell you, Bill Bedenbaugh has been getting great value for the guys that he's getting. Yeah, whatever, dude. It matters. It matters whenever we know that they can be bought. That star can be bought. That's what happens because they're not looking at everybody. They're not looking at everybody that these coaches are looking at. That's why so many of these guys fall through the cracks. Yep, facts. A lot of injuries, and honestly, you've had some injuries on both sides of the ball. You've got a little more depth on the other side in certain places, but look at what it's done to your quarterback position. Kenai Walker can't be your number one guy on for a corner. He can't. Mhm. If Nigel would have went to camps, if he'd have went to Ohio State without the camps, he's a 5-star. It's a fact. Jaden Jackson is a perfect example of why the stars don't always matter. The 5-star isn't the one that started from day one on that defensive line. He's flashing lately. And he certainly should have been a 5-star, but the point is they don't see him all. Uh, I love it, people talking about that stuff. We're just on everything because they had some injuries on the one side. And look, I don't even know that it was necessarily all the injuries so much as it was that with the quarterbacks, I think that you made them both think that the hook was coming no matter what. You dared them to basically made it to where they wouldn't. Hey, shout out to Trap House Boomin'. He was talking about why is Jackson afraid to throw the ball down the field? I know why. Because we made such a big damn deal about interceptions. Man, you don't want a kid that's afraid to throw interceptions. And that's a problem. That's a problem. Missing Gentry Williams, it's been a big deal since he's been here. It's been a big deal since he got to Oklahoma. Gentry Williams is not dependable when it comes to injuries. And that sucks because he's damn sure talented. Guess what? He wasn't a 5-star either. He's that guy, though. But if you're not in the game, what does that matter? But I know everybody wants to, you'll hear, and hey, Pate's a company man, working for, yes, he's a company man. Let's see. Coach Ricks, what's up, my guy? Can you hear me? You're muted. There you go. Are you there? Coach Ricks. Oop. I guess come back in. It's showing you muted, but hello? Oh. Yeah, that's the only thing. I wish Gentry was there too, but because Kanai they picked on him last week in that second half. Yeah, because they drilled that crap in his head. They did it to Jackson from the Alamo Bowl on. It was constantly talking about the turnovers, blah blah blah, and not all turnovers are the same. You know, but he managed in the 10 months that he was here and in charge of things. The guy managed to take, and then with Hawkins, it took 2 weeks to take all the belief that they have right out of it. So, Coach Ricks,
What's going on, young man?
how you doing this morning? Welcome in.
Oh, not much, man. Listening to you give some straight facts.
Well, yeah, I'm trying, but I mean, some of these guys are. It is what it is, but I would say that's the thing that I feel like it's. Oop, hold on. Oops.
You're fine.
Trying to see if I can do this right. Messing around with this stuff. No, I mean, I feel like the thing with it is that you've kind of got a situation where you have a lot of these guys that, well, with Gentry, it's too bad that he's not in. But the truth of it is, I think a lot of it had to do with just the fact that we had a coach that wasn't really a quarterback's coach, that wasn't developing these quarterbacks, and he had them scared shitless to throw the ball.
Exactly. I mean, you can't be scared to throw the ball in this game and age because you become one-dimensional. And once you become one-dimensional,
which they are,
it allows a defense to do certain things that you haven't accounted for. So it's a big difference. And I was looking at some footage last night, and I'm just trying to find a way to look at things a little bit different. And Jason, man, you hit it on the head. The communication is not where it needs to be.
And definitely not.
You're talking about coaches are not on the same page. Players are not on the same page. Players and coaches are not on the same page. So it's unfortunate that falls on BV.
Right.
But I think once we get an official OC, I think that we'll start seeing things turn around. We'll start seeing people notice that voice in the room. The confidence will be back up, and he will come in and want Jackson or Hawkins to throw the ball because he wasn't here when the struggles were here. He has certain expectations to where he wants things done. Sooner or later, Jason, they're going to have to turn either Hawkins or turn Jackson loose and let him throw the ball.
You have to. And if you notice, I mean, when Hawkins came in the Tennessee game, he wasn't scared of shit. He was making serious throws. Yeah, Big Trap is the man. Is he in there right now? He was making some serious throws, and then he did really well in the Auburn game. I mean, I don't think he let him go in that game. I mean, we've talked about that. But the truth be told, that's the biggest thing, is that you just haven't. I mean, look, man, you can't tell me they let him go in the Texas game, and I want to know why. Because after they tried that one early deep ball and didn't miss it by much, and then never went back to it. It's wild, right? Is Big Bo in here as well? Who we got in here? It's just wild to me, but again, and when it comes to, man, Trap's my dude, man. I like old Trap House. But he was talking about that on his videos. Like, why is this kid afraid to throw it deep? Why aren't we going deep with it? Throw the damn ball. That's what he's good at, is throwing it deep. He's got a hell of an arm.
If you are scared to throw the ball deep, if you're considering throwing the ball deep, make it from numbers to the sideline, if anything. That way, it can either be a completed pass or incomplete pass,
Yeah.
or bootleg. Something you have to make this defense respect
I
you,
would
other than
love
just
I would love to see them rolling him out of the pocket. Both of them, either one of them that was playing, I would have loved to have seen that.
you
Right?
have to, because once you roll them out of bootleg, now that defender has a decision to make. Am I going to come up or am I going to stay back?
Yep.
It allows you to have a little bit more time, and it allows you to put the strain on the defense to make a decision what they're going to do. We have yet to run a naked bootleg all season.
Yep. Well, and who we have there didn't have confidence in it, tried to shorten the game and keep the score down. Yeah, and I don't think that you can do that.
Nope.
Billy, welcome in. Good to see you. Bishop Frank, good to see you as well. And what was crazy, yeah, Jay Bree says what was crazy is there were guys that were open in the Texas game too. The guys that were getting open late though, and they didn't have a lot of time. One thing I'll say about Texas is their defensive line was very good in that game. And especially once they knew that you weren't going to go deep anymore, once they
Yep.
once they shut it down, it was over.
You got to do a lot of crossing routes, a lot of bootlegs to stop an aggressive excuse me.
I loved seeing slant routes against Ole Miss last week.
Yeah. I haven't seen a slant zig out to where there's no way that defender can stop on a dime and make up that ground to do that. So
Well,
we have to
I don't know. Have you
putting
seen what Trap was showing Brennan Thompson wide ass open down the field last week, not even trying to hit him.
Yeah.
And I mean, he got no passes last week, none. He's the fastest guy there is. You know, they were talking about he's faster than somebody was saying he's faster than freaking Xavier Worthy was. 10-1, 100. I'm with you. So why are we not? I mean, he's the times that he's been getting targeted hadn't been on deep balls. Throw the damn ball deep. You can't out throw him. And he's been open, but we're not getting him the ball. Now, I don't know if that was yes, a lot of it had to do with the offensive line too. I would have said last week, but man, if you know it, you can throw him open. You can wait until you can chuck it before he passed that safety. You know they're not going to hold him. You know, we got to see it. We've got to see it. Because again, these are the the kind of things that, like you said, you can't. Yeah, how are you going to run the football? You remember running a naked bootleg with Hawkins? I don't know if I remember that or not.
I'll remember it.
Yeah.
What, against Auburn?
Naked boot, throwback for the running back screen in the normal formation. Talk about making the D have to make a bad decision. Yeah. Well, I don't really, 100% unaccepting the performance of the 2024 Sooners. Armu says this. Yeah, I think a lot of things have kind of conspired for it to be this way. I think we're all upset. We're all, it's tough. It sucks to watch it because you know that they are talented, and that's why we can say things like they're not good enough, but that's not a fact. The talent is good enough. The game plan hasn't been. Defensively, they've been damn good. They're good enough on defense to hang with anybody. But if you don't put up points, you're fucked.
You can have all the talent in the world, and if your scheme sucks, that talent looks mediocre.
That's right.
So it doesn't matter.
Well, and you haven't seen a bunch of guys that they've stuck with either. When you start thinking about the receivers, it's been a different group of those guys all the time too.
Yep. There is no cohesion.
Petaway's been on a damn milk carton. Where the hell's he been?
Hey.
Great game that he has against Tennessee. Once Hawkins gets in there, that was the connection. Nothing. Do not Google naked bootleg while at work with search off. Well, with safe search Austin's rhyming lemon. Always. They definitely feel rushed. But again, I think a lot of that is the lack of coaching. That the fact is that I don't know why he was a quarterback's coach, but Seth is not a quarterback's coach. He's just
No,
not.
no.
And when you have Kevin Johns on the roster and you have or you have him as an analyst, I mean, this is a guy that won the Broyles Award, and you had him doing advanced scouting. What the fuck? What a waste of the guy's talent as a coach. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
You're not developing guys like that. You're not developing.
How can you develop your quarterback if you're not a quarterback's coach?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're not looking down the field. They haven't been. Look, I think that a couple of things that either did or could have happened. We're hearing a lot of stuff that's happened, but here's the thing. I think that the reason for, a couple of reasons it could have happened, but whatever it was with Seth Littrell, he felt like he was definitely falling on the sword, but he was the one that was in charge of everything. He was deciding who was playing everywhere. He's telling all the position coaches who's going to play. I mean, these guys are the guys working with them every day, and they don't have any say in it. I'm not saying that you have to have all the say in it, but something's wrong there. He felt like he was the one that was going to have to take the fall for it, so he was going to make that decision. I don't agree with it because we know you got to be working together, and it's clear there was no communication going on, and what communication was going on in there wasn't good. Wasn't good.
You know what I think, Justin?
Yep. Go ahead.
I think that Seth was an analyst last year. Yep. He saw what Levy was allowed to do. And I guess once Levy left, he figured
Levy didn't make the decisions on personnel, though.
No. Levy let other guys do it.
That's right.
But Seth came in thinking that he's going to change that. He wants things to be his way. And we've seen that just by one game. The difference of play calling and scheme. And I'm going to keep saying it. Scheme is very, very important to any football team.
Yeah.
You could put a talented team like Alabama and give them OU scheme. They'll be in the same position as Oklahoma.
Think about how Alabama was last year with Tommy Rees, especially early.
Yeah.
They were shit, right? They weren't getting anything done on the offensive side, and they're talented, plenty of talent. And now any issues that they're having, I think that they're treating Jalen Milroe like he's Michael Penix, and he ain't.
Nope.
Volume passing with that guy, if he's throwing it 30 times in a half, you're not doing the right thing. And he has done that a lot. I think that's why they've lost. Is because they've treated him like he's Michael Penix, and he's not that accurate. He threw for almost 70% last year, but they tried to retool his throw, and no matter what, you're going to go back to who you are under pressure.
Yeah.
And facts are they did not have him throwing that much last year. They couldn't. They used what he's really good at, which is running the ball. And I don't know how much of it was him wanting to do that because of, what he saw out of Michael Penix, thinking that's going to get him drafted earlier or what. But I think there's a lot of crazy things that, you've heard some things about whatever was left with, that there's some culture issues, some discipline issues and stuff that were left. It is what it is. Johns was down on the field in huddles last Saturday night. I think so. Yeah, he was. He definitely needs to be talking to the quarterbacks, right? He's the quarterbacks coach now. And everything we heard was they had their best offensive practices of the year last year. Again, it still only got them 14 points, so let's not go crazy here. It definitely looked better. It looked like there was more. It looked like there was more organization, that they knew what they were doing. They definitely looked a little more crisp. They still didn't get it done in the second half. And that's why if I had an argument about why would you go for it there on that fourth down, it would be because that was probably the shortest third down they had in the second half. I don't care where it's at. And you're down 2 scores. You need to get something to turn the momentum back around.
Yeah.
And if you're Brent Venables right there, you can show that, hey, you know what? We trust you here. Let's go. Give me your best play. Let's get it going. Joe, what's your best short yardage play?
Yep. I was just getting ready to say that.
Put that fucker in. Let's go.
Well, what most good OCs do is if they call a play and it's very productive, they circle that play and they come back later on in that game and they run that again to see if you're disciplined, to see if we can get the same result twice. So we've had a lot of things work with Bauer Sharp in the backfield catching balls out in the flat.
Facts.
We've seen running backs catching the ball out in the flat. Those are plays that need to be circled and ran when it's supposed to be a pass play.
Yep.
They're just making it too complicated. They're just making it very complicated when it doesn't need to be.
Yeah. Well, and again, I mean, I don't know how much of it was. I think it was. The more we find out about it, it was Seth Luttrell and the way he was doing it. But at some point, then you have to go to then it's Brent Venables because it's your football team, man. And if we're hearing about the stuff that was going on, and we were hearing about it before they fired him, he knew. Brent's got to step up. You got to stop being reluctant. I sent you my column. I'm sure you read what I was talking about. I mean, that's what I'm getting at is that you have to be able to pull that trigger.
Yeah.
And not be at this point of your coaching career, you've got to have some instincts out there and go with them. You know, I mean, it shouldn't be, it's a field thing at this point. And I get it. He's a newer head coach, but man, you know football, BV. Come on, let's go. Yeah. Want to see Jay do a hawk helicopter, I'll be happy. Look, man, I'll tell you that. Yeah, sucks we couldn't get get the fourth and one on the goal line. You know, and that was a drop ball, though. I mean, I don't blame Jackson for that one. I don't know. I don't love the play call so much, but I think you could have probably punched it in right there. You're on the one. But you know what? There was a couple of they had a few plays on that at the end of that drive. They'd gotten that last first down, and it was on a third down too, right? And it just some of it was kind of uneven. Some of the play calling was uneven still. And again, now to be fair, that was Joe John's first time to ever call a game. So it is what it is. But I would say that I would tell you that it looked pretty good in the first half. The second half was atrocious. And now you had some obviously the injury to Sexton was a big deal. Because once they put who was it? Was it Howland that was on the outside after that?
I think so.
Oh, that's who Gabe was calling the swinging gate. So the one thing you can't do is take a step backwards there. Cannot do it. You know, that's a wide open move to your quarterback. So you can't have it. Yeah. And that's what I was talking about. To me, I get it that if you don't want to go for it there, it's still the third quarter. You're on your 30, but you don't call that timeout. And I'm not so mad about them not going for it there. But I do think if you're going to call that timeout there, I think that you get your best play and send it. You know, because at that point you're down 2 touchdowns. You need to stay in this game. At the very worst, you've got to get something going for a moment. Just that 4 yards by taking that timeout and then deciding against doing it. You're telling that offense you don't think they can get 4 yards.
Yep.
I don't know that's the answer right now. Do I understand why he's reluctant? Sure. Sure. They're shitty on offense. They have been. But to me, at some point, I mean, what are we worried about at this point? You're losing games anyway. We're now 1-4 in SEC play. So, you know, to me, I don't know. I think you have to go for it there, or at some point. And again, I don't know. I don't think that they had a shorter third down distance in the second half. Yeah, I agree with that. And JJF has a name that only a wheat farmer's wife could love.
Wow.
Expect he had a nickname like Scooter growing up. Hey, I'll tell you what. I don't know what I think of him as an offensive coach, but he was a hell of a football player. He was definitely a hell of a football player. His beard game's pretty good too.
You would say that.
Hey, it's impressive. Yeah, Billy, you're right. Every team needs to be able to get under center and run a lead blocker from a tailback in front of a tailback and blast for a yard. Absolutely. And look, though, I mean, again, that play wasn't a terrible play. It hit Bauer sharp right in the breadbasket, and he dropped the shit.
Mm-hmm. But I don't think anyone runs the I formation no more, Jason.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think if you get a guy if you get Colton Nicky, that might be a part of his game plan. I can see it.
Think so?
He's the guy. It's either I kind of go back and forth between him and Will Stein, but I like Colton Nicky a lot. I mean, just take a look at the difference in the offense at Penn State last year and it now. You know, they've got some explosive stuff going on there, and they don't even have that greater receivers or anything either. They're running the ball well. You know, we'll find out who they are this weekend against Ohio State, I guess. But if they beat Ohio State, the price probably goes up on old Andy. Of course, I don't know that I would trust him to beat anybody because I don't trust him to beat anybody because it's freaking Franklin. He never wins that game. He beat USC, so did Minnesota. So
yeah, they're not called fullbacks anymore. I guess they're called H-back.
The H-back.
H-back.
Yeah. They're just the guy in front of the tailback, legend says. Facts.
So, Jason, what do you think that the score would be this week?
I don't know. I mean, we were looking through their scores last night, and Maine's not terrible. Not in that. I mean, but they're it's a lower level. They're FCS, so you need to beat the shit out of them. They should beat the shit out of them. I don't know, man, but shouldn't probably give up more than maybe 10 at the very most, and that's probably junk time. Honestly, though, I think you need to step on their damn neck. I think you should definitely open the fucking playbook up.
I think this is a team that you can open the playbook up.
Why not? And you need to figure it out.
And build the confidence with this team, because if you can go in there, and let's just say, if you can go in there and put up 50, you better call the same shit against Missouri.
Yeah.
Don't do it just because it's Maine.
Yeah. Try that one if you want to there, Moosehead. And if not, you can go to the w.gg and put in HOFCFB if you want. In fact, I'll just pop that up there. Hold on. Say that again, Coach Ricks. I was reading what he had said there.
Oh, brain fart. I can't remember. It's been a long day, man. I just done payroll, so my head is hurting.
I feel you. But yeah,
I missed you guys last night, man. I missed you guys last night. Y'all show last night.
You did, huh? I didn't see you in there.
Man, I went
We
to bed
went for
early.
2 hours instead of like freaking 3 or 4. Like we went 4 hours the other day. That was wild. Wild.
No,
But,
we're getting ready for the. My wife wants to host freaking Halloween get together with people in the community, and I don't want to do that shit.
why not?
I'd rather go to somebody
I
else's
love
house
it.
and mess it up than get my house messed up, and I gotta clean that shit up, man.
Uh-huh. 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 If that one doesn't work, let me see. Let's see if it works. Yeah. Yeah, the UNLV offense is sick. Triple options, yeah, but they're doing it against kind of nobodies, man. You know?
But it's a different look, though. I mean, if you bring a different look into a place like Oklahoma, you can establish that as well with what
You
they
could.
have now.
I don't hate that idea. The problem is if you don't end up first off, I just don't know that it's gonna fit right away, which I don't think that he has time with that. I like the go-go. I watched it and it's a fun looking offense, right? Did that one work that time there, Moosehead?
It makes you be very disciplined on the
Yeah.
defensive side.
Oh yeah. And they run the hell out of the ball out of
Yeah.
it. And they throw it well too, but
Yes.
they've been running it a lot more lately because they got that other quarterback. But it's definitely a quarterback friendly system. The only problem I have is that okay, who else you gonna get? Because now if he leaves in a couple years, we're gonna change schemes again because who else is there? I mean, maybe you bring in his assistant or whatever, and I don't know that Brendan Marion has a full-on staff. You know what I mean? I don't think he has a full-on offensive staff that you look at and you're like, wow.
If you had to pick today, who would you take as the OC?
I think it's either one, Koltenecki or Stein, either one. Okay. Stein's been really good, man. And I think with Stein, he's very, very respected, number one, but he's a Texas guy. He's been at Texas, he's been at UTSA, he's coached high school, won a state championship in Texas. I mean, he's that dude. But he recruits it well. He's got Rashard Samples is his running backs coach. He'd probably come with him. And that's right. That's your new pipeline into Duncanville.
That's
but I
what
think the thing is Emmett's already getting that done as far as now we hadn't gotten the Duncanville guys per se, but it's not just Duncanville that's good around there. And Emmett does a great job.
Emmett gets who he wants.
He does. Period. He does. And actually he's got connections to Coach Samples too. Right. I mean, obviously they've fed a lot of those guys to Rashad, but not everybody. So I think that I don't have a problem with Emmett Jones at all.
Brandon, I'm not against that.
Well,
you got to do something different to get that 1 yard. You see Georgia do it. You see teams like Ole Miss do it.
We also saw them use Murphy and Sweat against Oklahoma last year and couldn't do it in the Red River game.
Yeah.
I don't know that I don't care. I don't care whether one way or the other. I think you can have a package and put an actual fucking running back in there or a tight end, H-back, and let them do that. I don't necessarily mind that. I don't care if you put your defensive lineman there or not. And if you do it enough, maybe okay. Yeah. I know, Sooner Cowboys. I know. Coach Samples, Decory, more. I'm aware of that. But that's not he ain't a coordinator, first of all. So that's silly talk. And then it's more to it than just we see that it's more than just having talent.
True.
So you need to have a guy that is that kind of coach and can call the plays. And we don't know anything. We know that Samples hasn't done it. that's not who they need. Now he could come along with, but I've heard your deal there, Sooner Cowboys, and I'm not with you on that. I think you get Stein and then have him come with him. They
Does it
should have
have
done it.
does it have to be a splash hire?
I think it does. I think it has to be a guy. I don't know what a splash is, but it's got to be someone that you know is going to get the job done.
Okay.
If you're Brent Venables, don't you think so? I don't think he's got. I think this hire ran him out of time.
I think he's
He
going
goes
to
into
get.
next year. If they're 5-7 or even 6-6, he goes into next year on the hot seat.
Yeah. If he gets the splash hire and they come in here and fix the offense, the defense is in great hands.
That's right.
Along with the recruiting class you got for next year. I think that he'll probably be able to do what he's supposed to do because he'll have two people on both sides doing their jobs. We didn't have this problem when Levy was here. Our main problem when Levy was here was what? The fucking jet sweep.
That there wasn't a vertical part of it.
And that's it. But we were still scoring 40 and 50 points with Levy.
Yeah, you got to get that. I'm going to write that down real quick there, Ryman. I got it.
Yeah,
I got it.
Hey, I'm in the works of getting that shirt done. I'm in the works.
I can have one made before this show's over.
I'm going to get that done because somebody, man, texted me on my phone and was like, Coach, what are you talking about your left ass cheek? I said, what'd you hear about that at? He said, on the podcast. So,
hey, Sooner Cowboys, DG winning the Heisman. You didn't want DG in Norman this year. Don't act like you did. Don't act like you did. They're coming. Yeah, they'll be on the way. Problem let me start with is a super fast 3 and outs. Yeah, always the hurry up. Yeah, they never changed tempo. I like tempo. I like tempo at the right time. I think sometimes you don't need to go with tempo. I get it. When you get a play and you want to get back on the line and run it again because you want to hit them with it again when you found something. I get that part, but doing it for the sake of doing it, not a fan. And Levy was situationally a little. He didn't have. Somebody said it up here. Jimmy said there's an art to play calling, and there absolutely is an art to play calling.
Yes,
there's a feel to play calling that you kind of have to. You just kind of have to have it.
You have to see things develop before they develop, and you have to be able to have that play in before the defense is subject to change. Offensive calling is easy if you have the right play, but it is a feel like it's a feel for the game. And if your calling plays super fast and it's the wrong scheme, it'll be a very long day for you.
Well, if you look at and not to give too much love to Sark, but if you look at, he doesn't go tempo all the time. He goes tempo when he hits you with something and he wants to hit you with it again.
Yep.
He wants to run the same look and hit the other receiver or change a route in it, but it's the same look. He wants to get you again where you've obviously, when he hits you with one play, he wants to do it again. And that's a feel. And he's had plenty of time to learn all that stuff. He worked with Norm Chow, him and, I don't think that you can talk enough about what him and Lane had to have learned from Norm Chow when they were at SC.
Oh, yeah. Sooner Legend, you are funny as can be.
Legend, what's up, man? Side chick likes me left ass cheek. That's too funny.
I started a phenomenon.
You didn't stop talking about it, folks.
Hey, man, it works. You know what's gonna make me happy? If I see an OU get in the ball game and I hear somebody say "run off my left ass cheek," I'm gonna be happy as hell.
There you go. We're gonna start it. We're gonna get it started. Let's see. Aha. I got an idea. I got an idea. Here we go. Tempo on 2, 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1. Okay. Okay. I mean, like what we were talking about, if there's got to just be a rhyme or reason to it. It's not just tempo for the sake of tempo. If you're going back, like I said, with what Sark did, and I like watching that film guy. He's really good at it, man. I mean, he's really good at what he does, and he watches film all day. But he was he layers these plays, and yeah, they're going to get right back on the ball because they got something there, and they don't want you to be able to substitute. And that's really what tempo is supposed to be about. Is if you don't substitute, they can't substitute because you're getting on the ball. You know, once you've already once you've already done it, now once you substituted, now they get to substitute, so there is no tempo. But what you're trying to do is you want to, first off, there's a couple of reasons. You want to kind of wear down the defensive line, and the other thing is maybe you found a guy that isn't very good and isn't going to cover you. You want to eat him up for a minute. You want to hit him a couple of times, not let them get a substitution in there. So that's the way to go about it. But anyway. Yeah, y'all forget first ladies in here, huh? That is too good.
Keep it PG.
Keep it PG. Or PG-17.
Yeah. So, do you think that with BV, you think BV might go to an OC that's more of a pro style calling
No,
instead
I don't think that doesn't really fit the guys you got right now. I mean,
True.
I think that some of the guys that you have are going to be fine, coming up. But you don't have pro style means you're going to line it up and run people's ass over. And I just don't think that's the personnel package you got right now. Do you?
True. I was just thinking about the play calling. You know, there are some play calls in pro style that is
Norm
not.
Chow. Yeah, then you can go get Norm Chow. Go get him. You could get him. I'd be cool with that. I haven't heard from him in a while. Where's he at?
Hawaii.
Is he at Hawaii again?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Last time I checked, he was at Hawaii.
That dude could call a damn play. He running offense for damn sure. For dang sure.
You think he might be too old to do it?
I don't know. I hope they get.
I think BB is going to get someone young.
Youngish anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Koltonicki's young. Stein is young. I think that those are their top targets, right? Myself. I think those two guys are their top targets.
Do you think that he would leave Penn State for Oklahoma?
JJ didn't think so, but apparently I think that they may be talking to him a little bit. I think that they've got the attention of listen, man, they got enough money to get them, to get either one of them. And obviously now Koltonicki will be more than what he was before, But
what's he making right now at Penn State?
Probably, I don't know if he's making 1.5 or not. He's making some money though. He's got to be making. I would imagine because of him being with the fact that he was with Lance Leipold as long as he was, probably 1.5 also. That's what Will Stein makes is 1.5 at Oregon.
Okay.
Yeah, Norm's a little old.
Yeah. And I don't think someone at that age could gel with the kids of these days because he'll still try to do things back in the old days.
Who are we talking about? Who are we talking about there, Moosehead? You better not say the wrong name. No Kel Gundy's. He didn't call plays either. Nah, who? They're redeeming old man's past sins. Who are we talking about, though? Are we talking Norm Chow?
Yeah. I believe they were.
My Lord.
Boy, Kimberly K. Golly.
Golly, I love it.
Professional waxing.
There's a place in Vegas called the Pretty Kitty. It's a wax joint. It's good stuff. That is good stuff.
Okay, so he makes 1.6.
Coltonecki does?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and it'll be $2 million in the final year. Which so Breeze, how many years is his contract for? 3? Nice. She said she grew up with big brothers only. Needs a little help herself. No, that's okay. There's not. Listen, that makes you cool. Goodbye, us.
I don't think Jerry Nix would be a good fit, though. I don't think.
Jerry Nix. So he's on 4 years, so he's got 3 left. So yeah, I think you double him up, get him to 3. I mean, you may not have to, but you may, because especially, probably ought to be hoping that Ohio State wins. Even though I don't think I ever root for Ohio State, but may have to do that this weekend. Just hope it isn't like an issue with the offense. But they've been struggling. I know that as far as that goes, they've struggled on defense, if anything, at Ohio State this year. That's what everybody's bitching about is the defense. So I don't know. We'll see.
Sooner legend, goodness gracious, man.
Where are we at now? Ugh.
Okay.
Gross. That's a freaking mental picture I didn't need at all.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Jesus.
Look like Sebastian off the Little Mermaid.
Bell from Pittsburgh. I like Bell from Pittsburgh. JJ be mad as shit at us. Might be right, but he's shit. What they've done a great job. And think about to be the thing about Bell is, I mean, look at the way that what's his name was acting when they won the conference championship a few years ago. He didn't like throwing it around like that. And he's kind of grown accustomed, and he's like, wait a minute, we were winning more back then. And his defenses are, I mean, he's a defensive guy, Narduzzi. So I don't hate it. Yeah, dude, that was rough. The mental picture nobody needed. There, legend.
Woo, boy.
Ugh. Oh my God, guys. Come on now. I don't want to hear this shit. I don't want to read it either. Now Ryman Lemon's on it. Damn.
He said no more lobster for me.
Oh. Yeah, but then look what Ryman said. Dirty dogs. See what you did, Kimberly K? You okayed that shit, and here they go.
Oh, the skin slaps.
You guys are killing me, man. Killing me. Damn it. Y'all nasty, man. Why you got to be so nasty? Really? I won't do that.
I agree, Kim McKay. I agree.
I'm with it. Escape from the first. It's all your own fault there. Oh, whoops, cancel. I almost did like something really crazy there, legend. Oh shit. It's all on. Yep, that's what happened. Kimberly K drops the hammer. Yeah, dude, that's I may not be able to go to sleep anymore. Yeah. I wasn't already struggling with that enough. Y'all nasty. All right. In other news, Oklahoma football. Thank you, Mars Jams. Wow, indeed.
Any injury updates?
No, today that comes out. Actually, let's take a look. It may be it may be out. Let's take a look. Do they have to put it out for this week though, with playing a non-con schedule game?
Yeah, it's supposed to be out on Wednesdays.
Well, I know it comes out on Wednesday, but not playing a conference game. Do you have to put it out?
I don't know. How you think about that?
Let's see what they got. Hey, did you see what Marcel Reese looked like with Texas A&M last week? Their coach, bro, they're a problem. They are a problem. They beat the brakes off of freaking LSU too.
Jason, I got static on my side, so I'm gonna jump out and jump back in and see if that fixes it on my end.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll hop back in. Since you might have to hang it up if we might have to hang it up if you can't stay healthy. Yeah. Well, I hope he can stay healthy, but that's the concern. I'm starting to wonder if maybe if there's not something else going on, man. You know what I mean? But because the shoulder thing, but that's the thing is that he had that one already repaired, and it seems like it's the same thing. So that's concerning. But I don't know, man. Yeah. See the OC name appearing more. What OC name? What are you seeing? That's what I was thinking. Yeah, no, they're not because of no SEC team, so we're not going to know. That's what I was looking for too. Yeah. That was a lot of that's a lot of words there rhyming. Legend, you want to pop in? We will hear no more talk about that shit. You're welcome to come in. What's up there, Neilio? Thanks for the super chat, sir. Good morning. Good Wednesday morning. Good morning to everybody. Thank you for the super chat, sir. Our boy from KC Mo, Neilio. You didn't get to tell us what you're thinking about your boys. What do you feel like they're gonna do the rest of the way? Last night. You didn't tell us Shanahan. You're liking him still? I don't mind him. I think, but the problem is he's not a quarterback coach, so you're gonna have to get that guy either way. Excuse me. Should be there. Back.
Yeah, that's better. That's better.
I think I heard a little. Oh, I don't hear it now. All right, cool. We should have nasty ass legend in here too in a minute.
I was thinking, man, any kind of OC that we get that has a feel for the game, that has a good scheme, will always work. Because who would have thunk that Lincoln would be a great OC when he first came in?
I was there when I was around him when he was a GA, and you could tell he was already going to be that guy.
Oh, okay.
Leach took to him quickly. So, yeah, he was definitely a better coordinator than he was a fucking quarterback.
Yeah,
he was trash, fucking trash. And that's basically what Leach told him to make him become a coach. Said, yeah, probably not going to get to play much here, bud. So, and you know how he was. He'd get anybody to play quarterback because, I mean, not for nothing, but Josh wasn't the best, athlete in the world.
Yeah. Well, you're playing the ball all over the field, so that's what any quarterback wants to do.
Sure. Kevin Johns can stay as the quarterback coach. I don't disagree with you on that, Mars. I'm kind of with you on that. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Got to clean up more than a few issues. Which ones? I haven't watched them in the last few weeks. What do y'all think about is haven't heard a whole lot about CU with you lately there, Neilio. What up? A lot of people were hating on them earlier. Craddock. Yeah. I think we're gonna get one of those two guys though. Craddock and Willie Corn. Now look, those are some other good names too. There's some good guys out there for sure. I think you go get GJ Kinney if you don't get those two guys though.
I think we might get Stein.
I think it's a distinct possibility. I do.
But any one of these candidates that we're bringing up will be better than what we got right now.
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt. I just want to see somebody that you've seen kind of get it done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That has not, they've done it for a while. They seem to have that feel for it or whatever. And again, it is a feel thing. There's an art to it. And I think that a lot of those guys, you learn it as you go, but I think some guys just see plays, pretty well.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of see, but yeah, Stein's making less than Koltanecki. Yeah. What's up
That's
there,
the main.
legend?
What's going on?
How you doing today?
What's up? What's up,
What's
Lobster?
going on? Oh man, just raising hell in the chat.
Nasty ass.
Y'all's minds is in the gutter because man, I was talking about my chest, and y'all's minds is y'all thinking nasty.
Hey, you brought that up.
You're not the one. Yeah, I mean, you're the one.
I could have worded like I told Kimberly Kay. I'm like a 3-year-old. I should have used my words a lot better.
Also, we run the 3-3-5, and we're doing so with very young guys. Tend to give up chunk yardage plays in big games. Yeah, I've seen that a little bit. They did that a lot against BYU. Got some of that, huh? They're definitely better than I thought they would be. Hey, look at that. He even admitted it. They're better than I thought they were going to be too. But I'll tell you what, that's the thing about Shador is doing it, and Travis Hunter is a bad dude, man. Holy shit.
What was that Darryl Green said years ago? They were who they thought they were.
Well, yeah. Nobody really thought they were that, though.
Yeah.
Last year wasn't. It was kind of a clusterfuck there last year, but they were still trying to figure it all out,
Yeah.
And you get the right guys in there, and their line was the main thing is that they're keeping Shador upright.
Yeah.
Not getting him killed.
That's that's the big thing.
Phil. Big Phil getting it done. Big Phil getting it done. Of course, then getting the who was that left tackle that they got? He was the number Jordan Seaton.
Mm-hmm.
He's done very good as a freshman. So, yeah, I think that's important. You're right. I think it's important, and I think you saw some improvements last week. So hopefully you see even more over the next couple of weeks because you've got this one and then Mizzou next week. So,
sure enough, I think we blow Maine out of the water, though.
Huh?
I think we blow Maine out of the water.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Well, and they shut up a little bit too this year. They're not as
They're not as
they were.
Yeah, they're not as vocal as they was last year.
Yeah. Which is smart. When you win 4 games, you kind of should shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Probably should.
Let me ask you, what you know, Jason, I'm high on the Kodal Nicky train.
Me too.
He recruits good, don't he?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like you've got the OU recruiting brand behind it. So it's not really a concern really on that.
Yeah.
And you can go and you can show what you did with Jalen Daniels. You can show what you did with Jason Bean.
Yeah.
Because Jason Bean was not anybody's favorite. I mean, he played for Seth, and nobody thought he was anything but a backup. And he was the backup, but he ended up playing the better part of the last 2 years, and he was good.
Yeah. That's the reason I got on the Kodal Nicky train, because I what he did with Lance Leipold up in Kansas.
Yeah. He's been with Lance for a long time, too.
Yeah.
So they develop. you know, and I mean, obviously they were able. I mean, he was able to get Jalen Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen's a stud, and they're struggling without him. They're struggling without Colton Nicky, and I think that could be that Lance Leipold's struggling about it a bit, not building any kind of foundation on high school players. Although, well,
you and Coach Ricks might agree with me on this, but that when a good OC leaves a program such as Kansas,
yeah,
I always look at their next season, how they do, and Colton Nicky was very important to that program.
He was, and I mean they've actually got the health out of, you know, they got healthy as far as Jalen Daniels. He hasn't missed a game, I don't think, this year, and they're trash. They're trash. Back to being shitty. But you're kind of right on this. I would say Neilio's right here. He's talking about building that. They haven't yet. But did you see what they did at UCF? They made that a freaking recruiting visit for a bunch of guys that he wanted to have there. So they invited a bunch of guys to come out and watch him out there. So, and he's not big on going to people's houses, but that was smart. That was damn smart on Coach Prime's part. I'm not huge on it either, but no shit.
Well,
but you can imagine the talent he'd get if he was an OU or for sure.
No pun intended. No pun intended. But CU did Ruth UCF.
They did. They did. More than a little bit of Leipold's roster up until last season was built upon quite a bit of Les's recruiting classes. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But he had to keep them. You know, he had to keep those guys.
You know what Ted Roof needs to do now?
I think he's probably going to go. He's probably going to stay down there in Tampa area at the old folks' home or something.
I think he needs to go to the old folks' home and read "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" to the senior citizens.
You're such an ass. You hate old Ted Roof, don't you?
Not me, Jason. I don't hate Ted Roof. Where'd you get that idea?
You did. He lies. That's lies. I know better.
Yeah, you got the receipts. I can't.
He was not a fan. Not a fan. You still with us there, Coach Riggs? I see you're muted. You were muted. Hello?
Hello, Coach Riggs.
He got quiet on us.
Can you hear us?
Oh, we lost him. Lost him.
Yeah, that's what I said it wasn't about Roof, but
yeah. Oh, Jay says, does it matter? CU doesn't have a bunch of recruits. Seems to be working for him now. Oh, it's fine for him right now. I thought it was, like I said, I thought it was ingenious the way that he pulled that off at UCF, having a bunch of those guys in Florida that he wanted to come to that game.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, and I don't even think it was an official thing, but it was smart, man. Probably gonna have a bunch of people pissed about it, but who cares? Coach Ricks
had to go find some more quarters.
Did you pull that lever?
Pull that lever too, yeah, buddy.
Yeah, had to go find some more quarters.
Unfair Sports Jay, would you like to pop in, sir? I'd like to ask you a couple questions. I was watching you on, which one was it? Two Plane or no, not Two Plane.
Locked On Sooners.
No, he wasn't on Locked On. I mean, he's on Locked On, but it was a different show.
Let me tell you, man, Jay definitely keeps me informed on what's going on, being on the East Coast. Mm-hmm. And I definitely watch his show more than anyone else besides Jason. And he really gives out some good information, man. So I got to give it up to him.
Yeah. But the final third of every season has everything to do with having that quality depth. That's what it makes the powerful program stay consistent. Yeah, we're gonna see how they finish it off, obviously, but The way that those guys, look, man, when you've got a quarter, I've said this a lot too. When you got a quarterback like that, it fixes a lot of what ails you.
And I was going to say,
hey,
oh, go ahead.
chicken, nope.
What you can say? Shaving the.
Nope.
Lies.
I'm old school. I'm old school. Buckwheat all the way.
Buckwheat on a bad hair day. You know. You know, I was on another live. As a matter of fact, Trap had a live last night.
Did he?
Yeah, he didn't. He wasn't showing his face, but
I don't think he has a camera like that, does he?
Well, he's got it. He was laying in bed. Him and his wife were in bed, and he was doing it from his wife laying next to him. I think he was on
Keep it PG, bro. Keep it PG.
Oh no! There wasn't nothing. Trap said, "I'm going to keep on here until Mama gets up and tattoos me in the head and tells me to get my ass to sleep." But he agreed with me on this. Joe John Finley is a Band-Aid on the wound, but Seth has soured me so bad on having program players that is now coaching an important spot like the OC. And
yeah,
I don't want Joe John. I don't care if he went.
Dude, it's not going to be Joe John.
I know.
For everything they did last week, as far as it looked better in certain places, it wasn't that good. They didn't score shit in the second half.
No. But that's how bad it's soured I am, Jason.
Well, you've been saying that since a lot of people are saying the same thing you're saying too, but it's, I definitely understand what you're saying. And I'm not telling you that. Look, go get Stein. Go get Koltanecki. That's who I want to see him get too, because you know that they can run it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if you're BV, you can't afford to mail this one in too. You just can't. Whether that's really what happened.
This one cannot be about money. This one cannot be about money. Absolutely. You're going to have to go and do it.
Yeah.
This is funny. I'm going to have to Trap. You had a live stream of you and your wife in bed last night, Trap House? Damn. I didn't know they let you do shit like that on YouTube.
He gave you a hell of a shout out last night.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
I wish I'd have known he was going on, man. I would have went and checked that one out. Shit.
No, you didn't want to watch that.
No, probably not, but not if it was like that. But I know better than that. That's not what it was. Trap's my dude, though. Big Trap's the man, dude.
But I told him my favorite podcasts were yours, Jay's, and of course his. And he said, "Oh, big shout out to Jason, man. I can't wordplay like Trap, but he went on a wordplay. You know how good Trap is at wordplay.
What was he saying? I gotta hear this.
It was good. Jason, he was freestyling, and I can't remember what he said.
He's the man. You know what he said yesterday, and I said bars on there. He was talking about receivers in Wuhan can't catch a cold. I was like, damn. Wide receivers in Wuhan that can't catch a cold. I was like, damn, Trap. That's fucking crazy. Funny stuff, though.
You know what I like, man, is that prior service guys, they get on here, man, and we get a podcast, and we can relate to people all over the world, man, and just talk about sports and make it a little bit more subjective, man. I like Trap, man. Trap, he cracks me up.
Shit, dude.
He cracks
Trap House.
Trap. Oh,
I like that cute little English voice. Boomasuna.
yeah.
Or when she imitates Malcolm Kelly's freestyle. Oh, you boys, stay my brothers, stay my freons.
Shout out to Malcolm Kelly.
Shout out to Malk.
Dude, I am a Malcolm Kelly fan forever.
Me too.
I think every OU Sooner fan will be a Malcolm Kelly fan.
Oh,
That
dude, he
that
was the man.
freestyle is going to be on every.
I've seen a lot of people that there's been people that have like because a lot of these new podcasts they'll like rate songs and do shit like that, but these guys were football players and they threw that out there, and they were talking.
What was it?
About Malcolm Kelly's
The Raw Room, the NFL Raw Room podcast.
I want to say that might have been who it was.
Yes, they did it. That was the number one. That was the number one team freestyle.
That was cool.
That
Man. It was definitely. I mean, I know it was number one because that was shit. Nobody had anything like that. Big Trap.
Well, you know what number two was, right?
What?
The Penn State guy that did the Ric Flair impersonation.
I mean,
me and Jason was talking about that last night.
We were talking about Ric Flair, weren't we?
Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes.
Let me tell you something, sucker.
That's old school.
My honey might be a little big. I might have a big butt, but you going down, brother.
Let me tell you something, pretty boy.
How you said you talking to the Rolex wearing?
Yeah.
Keep wheeling, dealing.
Let me tell you something, pretty boy.
Yeah.
Got that little lisp going on.
Yeah, he had that list.
He was the man.
Boy, he could roll that poetry now.
Yeah. Dusty Rhodes was fucking hilarious, man. Hilarious. We'll do a trip.
I think he was the first big guy, man, to really make me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Dusty Rhodes, yeah.
Yeah, Dusty
Mike
Rhodes.
Green.
And
yeah.
He be trying to dance in the ring with them little cowboy boots on, man. He be cracking me up, man.
Yes, he did.
And we're going to get funky like a monkey.
Y'all crazy, boy.
Kerry Von Erich. Yeah, we were talking about that guy last night too. The Von Erich brothers.
Yeah, the Mandible Claw, the Claw.
Yeah.
You know who I saw? I was in Home Depot a few years ago, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan walked in, man, and it shocked the crap out of me, man.
Really?
Yeah, him and Ricky Dragon Steamboat. They're all from Charlotte. They all live in Charlotte.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I got a picture of him and everything, man. He walked up on me, and I looked, and I'm like, I know you from somewhere, man. He said, just keep it to yourself. Just keep it to yourself.
You should have pulled a 2x4 out of the lumber rack and had him to hold the 2x4.
Oh,
no, he grabbed one and took a picture with my daughter and me and everything, man. And she
did he?
Yeah.
That's a cool ass picture right there.
Yeah. I have to get it, I have to dig it out of the collection and show you. Yeah. Him and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, they came in and they bought they were buying a gazebo for their house.
Oh
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. I like the Macho Man too. Let me tell you something, Hulk Hogan.
Dude.
He'd always shake when he talked. Boy, Miss Elizabeth was fine.
Miss Elizabeth was fine for sure.
Do y'all remember that idiot? And this is from the Mid-South days. He had a little point of hair, and it was tufted in the back, and he painted his face. He was called the Missing Link.
No. What the hell are you talking about?
No,
I'm serious.
I don't remember that.
Do you remember that manager Dark Journey?
Nope.
Nope.
God, y'all didn't watch Mid-South back in the day?
That's before my time.
Bruh. I don't remember that shit.
Okay, let me ask you guys something before we get too far off left.
Okay.
Give me both of y'all guys Mount Rushmore wrestlers.
Oh,
Hulk Hogan's got to be number one, right? He's got to be. He was that
well,
guy.
Go ahead, Jason. Give your.
I was saying he was that guy. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and give the rest of it. I don't know.
I got in honor of my.
I can't believe we're here talking about wrestling now, but
that's why I said before we get kind of into it,
tell you something.
My 4 is Hulk Hogan, Undertaker, Ric Flair, and Stone Cold.
Mine would be Hulk Hogan, John Cena, Undertaker.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Taker was pretty good, dude.
And Stone Cold.
Okay. I think the best was Hogan. I don't know. I guess The Rock was pretty good, but that's
He's
my.
He was my son. He's the most famous.
He was my son's favorite, though. My son would be like, and he'd have the little lisp going on. If you smell what the wok is cooking,
he could give a dialogue, man. Dude, you get him a live mic.
Superfly Jimmy Snuka. We were talking about him last night. That was my guy right there. I like Superfly.
Oh, everybody's putting T Boomer, The Rock, Stone Cold, Undertaker, Rick. Okay.
Ric Flair's got to be up there too. Heck
he has to be.
He has to be.
He has to be, man. Man, this dude is still like the most famous wrestler alive.
Yeah, I was trying to think.
Someone who doesn't get credit, and he's probably well known now. Triple H don't get enough credit.
Triple H,
yeah.
So Triple H. So was the Heartbreak Kid.
Dude, Heartbreak Kid. Yeah, Shawn Michaels. Then you got to get Bret Favre. I mean, damn Bret Favre. Bret Hart.
Bret Hart.
Yeah. Who else? Mankind. Oh God. Dude, we are killing this. I can't believe you guys remember all this stuff.
Oh yeah. Dude, I got to meet a bunch of them in Albuquerque one time. It was Big John Studd, Andre the Giant. Got to meet those guys.
We didn't even say Andre.
I don't know that he's one of the all-time greats, but he was definitely a monster.
Yeah, WWE and WWE and WWF was born in Mid-South Wrestling in Oklahoma City and Dallas and Atlanta.
All right. One more crazy one, since we're talking stupid. most impactful wrestlers.
That's Hogan. And it's Hogan and Ric Flair. I don't think it's any close.
Hogan, Flair, and I'm going to throw in an old school in there. Arn Anderson.
Arn Anderson. He was good.
I was going to say most impactful, Ric Flair, Hogan, Sting, and Roddy Piper.
Oh yeah.
Sting was definitely. I think you're right on that one. I don't know about Roddy, but maybe
impactful, because that dude, man, he could talk.
God.
Jake the Snake, Kerry Von Erich, Superfly, Andre the Giant, your favorites. Triple H was really good. Triple H.
I don't think. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They're giving Triple H a bad thing. I think he was better even if he did marry the boss's daughter.
They said he was the most technical guy out of all of them. They'll all say that.
Who was
the most technically sound guy there was Triple H.
Triple H.
They'll all say that.
I don't know, man. The most technical?
The most technically sound of all of them.
Okay. I thought it was gonna be Bret Hart.
Yeah.
I like Goldberg, but Goldberg was just
Goldberg was cool. But I wasn't a WCW guy though either.
no. If I had to pick two guys, okay, four guys that could carry a company, who would it be? That could carry a company?
The Rock.
Yeah.
Hogan, The Rock. I mean, Stone Cold.
Yeah.
They did it already. I mean, these are guys that carried it. So
I got it off of Wikipedia. It said four guys that could carry a company. They had The Undertaker, they had The Rock, they had Hogan, and they had Flair.
Yeah. Yeah.
They could carry a company.
I think that's true. I think that's true. They did it. They did it, right?
Yeah.
Now, please tell me that y'all remember that rivalry between Dr. Death Steve Williams and Ted DiBiase before they joined
$1 Million Man.
Yep.
Ted DiBiase.
Yeah.
That was pre-$1 Million Man, I'm guessing.
But they really did hate each other.
They did.
I also but I think that underrated at this point because they don't remember him as much as Macho Man, Randy Savage.
God, we had a Mid-South Wrestling come to our gym in Luther, and that was the first time I ever seen Dr. Death Steve Williams up close, and let me tell you, God Almighty,
what he was just great, or what?
Yeah. Plus, he played offensive line at Oklahoma. Yeah, he played offensive line at Oklahoma too.
Yeah.
Under Barry Switzer.
I forgot you told me that.
But God, when he come walking, we're in the gymnasium where the auditorium seats are, you came out of the locker room. Man, when he walked through there, I was like, mother, son of a Jesus. They drove this guy at.
Yeah.
Head and neck optional when he was born.
Yeah.
Which the Fabulous Freebirds were there. God, I hated Michael Hayes. Couldn't stand the motherfucker. He always did that little juking and jiving when he'd.
Dude, even the ones you didn't like, you had to kind of like them, Mick Foley was always one of the guys that like Mankind, and I liked him. I always liked Mick Foley.
Well, you know that my neighbor's son wrestles right now. He's a NXT champion.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Mondre Belton, but they call him his stage name is Trick Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's from right here in South Carolina, the border of North Carolina. But yeah, my neighbor, that's his son.
That and seeing Jimmy Cornette carry that damn tennis racket and whack people with it.
Well, there's only 4 good managers ever. There you go, left ass cheek.
Left ass cheek.
There you go.
Big Show is cool.
Go. Absolutely. There you go.
That's pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
I just did that sitting here bullshitting with y'all.
Yeah, left ass cheek.
Randy Savage. Let me tell you something about the ass cheek.
It wiggles, and all you got to do is tap it.
The left cheek.
Put that on the press and send me some of those, but I get those out like hotcakes. Yes, sir.
Oh man,
Jason, you rock, man.
Did y'all like the Big Show? I did. Cactus Jack. Yeah, that was another Mick Foley, right?
Cactus Jack.
Hart and HBK, more technical.
All you got to do, Jason, on top of that shirt, just put Coach Rick says, "Run off my."
Rub off my left ass cheek.
Run off my left ass cheek. Yes, sir. Yeah, that'll make
The
my day
left
like
one. Just
silver
the
smooth.
left one. The left one.
Not the right one, the left.
I've never really been a fan of John Cena, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know,
What'd you
but
say?
my
Vince
daughter,
Russell
she
ranked
grew
us
up
as
with The
Hogan,
Rock.
most impactful in mine. Sting, Taker, Angle. Hey, you know what? Impactful Angle is definitely there. Stone Cold he was always cool, man.
Dude, he is the most. They say that he is the most famous wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. He kind of was. I don't know, man. If you think back to those days when Hulk Hogan first came out, he was the most famous wrestler.
Oh yeah, all the movies and everything that he did.
Yeah, dude. Nobody
Starring in the Rocky movies. I mean, he was the first wrestler that was starring in movies.
best tag teams. Well, we've gone completely to the wrestling now.
Ooh, best tag team.
British Bulldogs.
British Bulldogs were good.
Demolition.
Hey, Jim the Anvil, Neidhart, and Bret Hart.
The Hart Foundation. Yep.
The Hart Foundation.
Oh, I got it. The Brothers of Destruction.
Yes.
They were
Kane.
good. Kane and Taker. Damn.
I'm gonna go mute for a second. Hold on.
That's pretty good.
And I'm trying to. There was
Dudley
another
Boys. There you go. Adjust the hat. There you go.
Who was it?
Legend of Doom. The Dudley Boys.
The Legion of Doom.
That was good.
Damn. I'm trying to think. They was in shit.
I don't know that anybody was better than the Hart Foundation, though.
No.
They were that. They were really
Yeah.
good. But, well, you had HBK and Triple H.
Yeah. It sure did.
D Generation X, DX. Was it the suck it?
Nobody's saying the most famous one.
Which one?
Harlem Heat.
Harlem Heat. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
The Hardy Boys. There we go. I was looking for that one. The Hardy Boys. That's the one. Harlem Heat was badass. They were.
Mm-hmm.
The Outsiders.
Yeah.
Damn, there's a lot of them, huh? It's generally how some of them, I mean, you usually start there. You know what I mean?
The Wild Samoans.
The Wild Samoans.
Was that Rock's dad? Was he one of them?
No, that was Roman Reigns' dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Trying to make this off the left ass cheek so I can get up there before I get out of here. We're about to leave though. What else we got? Hey, so what do you guys want to, say about what do you think is going to end up happening with this? Do you think that they do go ahead and get one of those big time guys, or do you think that they go the other way?
You got to, Jason. I mean, I said it on the live yesterday. This will make or break BB. I mean, this can't be no lazy hire. I don't even think right now you go to like a lot of colleges do when they go down to the smaller universities, and Brent Venables needs to get a big dog, in my opinion.
I think they get Stein because I think Penn State's OC just might be a little bit too much for him to spend. But I think they'll get Stein probably. Or they can go get Corn. It has to be somebody that can make a splash.
I think it has to be somebody that makes a splash for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to have to be a splash hire.
Without a doubt.
Do you
And
think
like
they
I
do
said,
both?
do what?
Do you think they do both? Get an OC and a quarterbacks coach?
Well, I think it depends.
Mm.
I mean, that's what Stein is now, and I think that's what Koltanecki is now too. But I think they do what they have to do. If they need to get both, they'll get both.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the magic question: would we be okay if they come in there and they want to bring their own people, and we have to let some people go?
I would be,
I don't care about that.
I don't care about that. As long as if the people that let go, if there's a certain running back coach in that mix, I'm fine with it.
I knew that was coming. I knew
Hey,
that was coming.
you guys are not the only ones that is not feeling DeMarco. There's a lot of people that's not feeling DeMarco, saying
I
that
haven't been feeling his ass. I don't like.
his the way that he subs in and
Mm-hmm.
all this is terrible.
And here's my theory on the whole thing. And me and Trap was talking about this on my live stream yesterday. We haven't seen a close to an elite back since DeMarco Murray has been here, other than Kennedy Brooks. You can count Eric Gray, but he was a transfer from Tennessee. And Coach, like I was telling Jason last night on the phone, OU has always been known as running back U. We've never had a shortage.
Yeah.
And we haven't had an elite running back under DeMarco Murray other than Kennedy Brooks. And I don't think Kennedy Brooks was.
Well, Trey Sermon, I don't know. Was Trey elite?
Trey Sermon would have been there if DeMarco wouldn't have run him off to Ohio State. That's the thing I hate about DeMarco Murray. He gets a freaking good running back like Sermon and another one that I'm not going to mention. And they leave.
Yeah.
I just think that he's trying to hold on to the old ways of how Kale did him. And he's trying to do that philosophy, and you have to change with time.
Exactly.
Well, he doesn't work and play well with others for sure.
That was on his report card in high school.
I think
doesn't work. Doesn't play well with others.
Freaking his family doesn't. I didn't say that out loud. Never mind.
Yeah, well, adjust to him. He's talking about guys that DeMarco got, not running backs that were there.
They've recruited them, but they're a bunch of
recruited them. I mean, God, I love DeMarco as recruiting these big time backs, but what the hell has he done with them?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
go get a home run, the mega powers. Oh, no, there's another wrestling one. P. Ryan and Mixon. Yeah, but that they weren't his recruits. We're talking about recruits. But
I think that DeMarco Murray, I'll say this until I draw my last breath, that he's teaching these guys how he did it in college and then with the Dallas Cowboys, and he's not coaching these kids to their talent. He's coaching them to his talent, how he did everything.
Okay. I could. I would tend to agree with that somewhat.
But I still say that you try every way and all hell possible to keep Bill Bedenbaugh. I'm still not on the Bill Bedenbaugh fire train.
I want to know which offensive line or which offensive coordinator candidate would you want that doesn't want Bill Bedenbaugh? I mean,
every OC knows him, so
it probably takes that coordinator off my list. It's just me. But now I know a lot of people don't agree with that. That's just my feelings on it, though.
I mean, I'm sure he wouldn't mind me saying his name, but I talked to Ty Hayes from Around the Table Sports like I do with Jason. And in that phone conversation, at some point, Ty says, "Mike, please have OU to fire Bill Bedenbaugh."
He wouldn't go the weekend without a job.
No.
No doubt about it.
But I think you try to keep Bill on that staff.
I think that, well, and I think with what you heard from Brent Venables yesterday, it sounds like that's his thoughts too.
Mm-hmm.
He's not trying to get rid of Bill Bedenbaugh.
No. I mean, look, Jason, coach, we've had over 8 offensive line personnel changes this season due to injuries. I mean, you're not going to get any fluidity, continuity, or gelling when you're changing players like you're changing your socks. I'm sorry. That's
Well, the leadership that we
Well,
had that
I
was
mean,
brought back
damn,
was
look at
hurt.
they just recruited. He's recruited the best class in the country for linemen.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
you know,
Wasn't Sexton the only returning starter from last year?
yeah, if you call him a
Mhm.
returning starter.
And he's been hurt all season, so the leadership on the offensive line has been missing.
Yeah.
So you're asking guys to not only play a different position, but to be an automatic leader and point out things that they don't even know yet and they haven't seen. So that's a hard ask.
It'd be like getting a new squad leader in
Well,
Vietnam after your squad leader got
we'll put it to you
sacked.
like this: we like Isaiah Autry-Dent. We're about to find out what he's about,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
The reason he's here, and he could have went to Alabama, Oregon, Florida State, any of the other,
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Of course, he's 40 minutes from Ole Miss. But I mean, they're in Oklahoma because of Big Bill.
Yeah.
So, I mean, say what you want
Oh,
about him.
T-Boomer, if you want to see the Bill Bedenbaugh fire train, go to a certain podcast at night, and you will see the Bill Bedenbaugh fire train. I'm not saying the name of the podcast, but
They're really
Jason,
on it, huh?
oh my God. In the chat.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely folks that are, you know.
Yeah.
Well, those dumbasses don't know football.
No, they don't know shit from good apple butter.
There's they don't know shit from good apple butter, he says. I like it. Oh, Legends got away with them words, don't he?
That's why Coach loves me.
Let you tell it.
I like to see everybody smile, Coach.
I'm the same way. I just think a lot of people are not looking at the overall picture of what's going on this season. You know, injuries.
They're
not communicating, on the wrong page, and you need some consistency in everything, and we're not getting that. And it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that this team has to be the victim of all of that, what's going on. But
exactly.
I'd rather deal with that now and get it fixed than have this to be a fungus that's going from year to year.
Uh-huh.
Apple butter slaps.
Oh man, I love me some butter and apple butter on some hot biscuits. Boy, you can't get no better eating than that, brother.
He didn't bring the name up, but you just did there, T-Boom.
You just did, T-Boom.
Damn, we were trying to keep it under the wrap.
Yeah, you could tell. You could tell. Certain nighttime podcast, they're pretty much the only one.
Here's my thing, man. I played the game.
I don't hate on those guys, but they yell and scream. I mean, damn.
Yeah. There's no. I mean, just be a fan. Just be a fan. Criticize and all that. But when you start getting
I don't have a problem with criticizing, but that's you don't really do anything else. I mean, it's their shtick. That's their shtick, though. That's what they do.
Well,
I mean, you can run your channel the way you want. I ain't telling them nothing. That's their thing. But
like I always tell you, like assholes, everybody got one.
Yep.
all
Like Shawty says, opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one, and I got one too.
right, true. We know that there's not any. Just one of them yell. The Surge boys are cringe as hell. Drewski says they're pretty cringy sometimes. Sometimes it gets wild in there. I mean, I don't know how you can.
The one that likes to yell all the time, I think his hero is Jim Traber from the Sports Animal.
Is he really? Why? Why Traber? Why Traber? Is he yell a lot? I've never really heard.
Oh yeah, yeah. You get Traber. Oh my God, Traber when he's
Is it shtick though too?
That's it. That's his shtick. Calling people yardbirds and gutless amoebas.
Yardbird and gutless amoeba.
Yeah, he calls them yardbirds all the time. But his famous one is a spineless, gutless amoeba.
That's pretty good. But I mean, so it's not even original. Germ's not even being original. He's just doing that shit just because of his hero or whatever.
Yep.
Well, damn. Come on, Germ. Get your own thing. I'm just busting chops, by the way, guys. I could give a shit.
Me either.
I could give a shit.
I do like Al Ashback, though.
Who's Al Ashback?
He's the little midget that he's from New Jersey.
PC, brother. PC.
Oh, he's the little feller.
At least you threw feller in there that time.
No, Al Ashback. He's been on the
Get my channel shut down, man. Damn.
I'm sorry. God, I didn't know I had to be PC on that word.
You don't
Hell,
have to be. I'm just fucking with you, dude. I can give a fuck. It's not. But they like to be called little people.
Fun size.
Yeah, I used to like to watch listening to Traber, but now I don't listen to him no more, man, because it's more of a pissing contest to complain about everything and think he knows everything.
See, this is what's happening too now. That's what's happening now that you have Twitter, everybody fucking does it.
Yeah. I keep it to a point, man, to where if I haven't played that or haven't done it at a high level, I can just voice my opinion, but I don't try to make it personal about what someone can't do or what they should do.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm old school. If you call me out, we gotta put pads on right now and go at it.
Oklahoma drill.
We're gonna Oklahoma drill it. Some good shit.
Well, it ain't that. I got some of these little young kids that think just because they go to college to play basketball that they can just come home and do whatever.
Oh, you have to ball them out or what?
Well, like I tell them,
they ain't got no game.
Well, no, they're good, but like I tell them, my knees might be saying no, but that jumper's still wet.
My man,
that's what I tell them.
That jump
another saying for
behind your ears, boy. Like
that
behind your ears, youngster.
There's another saying, Jason, from Coach Ricks. My jumper's still wet.
Hey man, I got all kind of sayings. I just don't say them. Some are PG, some are not.
Oh, I use some of my daddy's old sayings that I cannot say on this show, or Jason will get yanked.
What did you say? I said?
Well, one of my daddy's sayings, this makes Jason laugh all the time, and I won't use the superlatives my daddy used, but when something is messed up, Daddy would say it's screwed up like Hogan's goat. but you put this superlative in there.
Yeah.
And I always said, Daddy, how bad does Hogan's goat look?
I love it. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna build it. I'm gonna have this shirt so I can pop it out real quick.
All right. What was the there was a guy that was on a podcast that was dogging Teddy one day, and I was like,
He was?
dude,
Who's dogging Teddy?
You know that dude could still lace it up and tell
Kick
you a new
your
asshole.
ass.
I mean,
Damn.
yeah, they was on his ass bad. I mean, talking about just cause you play linebacker don't mean, you know, I'm like, dude, okay now. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
Lace
Teddy
it
could
up.
still
At a
lace
high level, right? I mean,
and won the Buckus Award.
yeah, I won the Butkus Award. Yeah. Who said this?
Won the national.
Who was
I'll
this?
tell you off air.
Was it another pod?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's pretty stupid.
You're
Yeah.
right, Coach Rich. Teddy could still lace it up and go out there and burn
Knock your ass out right now still.
But like Jason said, everybody has a podcast now. Everybody has to say what they want to say, and they're hiding behind a little screen, a little tablet, or whatnot. And I'm like Cam Newton. Cam has a podcast down here in the TV show down here in Charlotte. And a caller called in one day and was talking about Cam. Cam told him, "Hey, we can meet at so and so and so and so, and we can handle this like two grown ass men." The dude hung the phone up. The dude hung the phone up.
I bet he did. Cam whoop you. Did you see those guys attacking him at that 7-on-7?
Dude, that was so unfortunate, man. Yeah. Those were
wild as
coaches.
hell.
Those were coaches.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn.
You know,
lost their damn mind.
Dude, he had one in the headlock, and he had the other one by the shirt.
He was whooping the shit out of both of them.
And he had 2-on-1. He was whooping their ass.
Whooping their ass.
People forget how big Cam is.
Yeah.
Whooping that ass, no doubt.
Cam like 6'6", 250. He ain't no small
linebacker.
Ticket.
He's like, well, hell, he could have been a defensive end. Shit.
Yeah.
Cam beat that ass. That was wild, man. That was wild.
Well, it was unfortunate, man, that it was caught on. He felt very embarrassed about that, man, because he has a lot of things going down here in Charlotte, man,
but he didn't do any of that shit.
That video impacted him, you know, losing a few endorsements, but it was unfortunate.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, I'm never going to do anything to jeopardize my money.
It happened, but it's, you know, it wasn't his fault.
Well, I'm not letting nobody jump on me either. I don't care how much money I might lose.
That's what I'm saying.
So, but I just keep it PG and talk about what I feel and what I think and what I see.
Yeah.
But I never make it personal.
Me either. That's how I do my podcast.
Because we live in a crazy world right now, man, where people will roll up on you and do things over words.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's a YouTuber too that better hope I never see his ass.
I know who that is.
I can think of one or two, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Everybody has them. I mean, I have my few, and I'm pretty sure Sooner Legend has his, and you have yours.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to always be that way. And all it is just jealousy. I hate to say it.
Douchebag, though. I mean, there's some assholes on here for sure, but most people are pretty chill, though.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't really watch their show very much, but I don't really have a problem or anything with the Sooner Scoop or the Surge guys. I don't like Parker's punk ass. You know that. Not a fan of old Parker.
I know you're not.
Jason likes Parker about as much as I like Ted Roof.
Yeah, maybe. Not right. It's probably
Well, I've been
Ooh.
blessed. I don't have too many negative people come on my podcast.
I like
And
most
Me-
people,
me-
man. I like most people, and I think there's, I mean, you know,
No, me and
and even for
Jason,
the most part, I don't even give a shit about any of the guys that I don't particularly like. I just don't pay any attention to them, really.
yeah, I just ignored the shit.
well, if I don't like you, I damn sure won't go on your podcast to see what you got to say.
Exactly.
Oh, we got a t-shirt coming, boys. It's got a t-shirt coming. Here we come.
Dude, y'all crazy.
Parker's a Nebraska fan. That's what Jimmy said. Parker's a Nebraska fan.
Yeah, I'm glad just to come on Jason's or
People, hey, look, Kimberly K's got it right on point. People are nice and nasty when they got a fictitious name and picture. That's right.
Oh yeah.
Got a big ass mouth with a freaking when you could be anonymous.
How you say it? The old
How that
school.
bitch made.
And I'm pretty sure.
you let your alligator mouth overload your jaybird ass.
No, the old school saying my daddy always told me.
Yeah.
He said, if your ass is big and bad enough to say something, you better be big and bad enough to take something.
Yeah.
No lie.
Just the way it goes.
If you're gonna get ass, bring ass.
No, I ain't gonna say that now. My bad, son of legend.
Damn, I must have had razor soup for breakfast or something this morning because.
No, man, y'all done made my day, man. I had a terrible day so far. This is better than anything now.
I had the bad day yesterday.
I think I need to go back to my cage and not be let out for a while.
Go back and hit that red easy button.
Yeah, can I reset? Control Alt Delete.
Oh, you know what? We should put this on I'll just put it on a t-shirt for now, but we'll put it on a hoodie. It's getting to be hoodie season.
Yeah, it
It's getting to
is.
be hoodie season.
I like hoodies.
Me too. Hoodies are great.
Kimberly K said they might come wax. Ready legend. Wow. Kimberly K. Kimberly K.
You had to go there.
We love the first lady.
You got that in my mind again.
What would we do without the first lady? This world would be a terrible place.
We would punt.
We would punt.
We
We
would have to punt. Let's see. Shit. Cancel. I like this one.
Hey,
The
Jason,
t-shirt looks pretty chill, man.
On other news, Jason, I just got a call from the wife. She loves the job.
She loves what? The dog?
She loves the job.
Oh, the job. Good. Good for her, man. I'm glad she's liking it.
Yeah.
Glad she's liking it. That's good. Good. All right. I'm going to just share this and then we'll get out of here, folks.
D-Boomer, you go ahead and do that, Mr. Lobster Man. God, dog it.
God.
That's your new nickname.
Lobster Man.
Lobster Man.
Yeah, that old rap song from the 90s, Mr. Lover Man. Now, Mr. Lava Man, legend.
No, we're gonna start calling you Sebastian.
Sebastian.
Y'all crazy.
There we go.
What do you think?
Yeah.
The apple bottoms, the little apple bottom there.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
You lucky he ain't butt naked.
Gross. My brother works in cybersecurity in the military. He can find the URL of where all these keyboard warriors lived if I told him to. I love it. There you go, Jenna. That's what I'm talking about. Jenna, actually, yeah, it's not that hard to find. It's not that hard to find anybody these days.
No, it really isn't.
Name or none of that shit, man. She's right.
Just
like
get you a court order, and you can find anybody.
Yep.
Yeah, court order my ass. You don't need that.
Well, do it legally.
Oh, come on now. You're a military guy. You know better.
Be a black hat. Don't be scared.
Mm-hmm. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Y'all see this?
I love it.
I like it, man. I got to get one for the podcast, man. And put it above my
HOF
pocket.
Media. This is on the back. I'll throw one that's on the front. Look at there. For one for the mortgage coming around every month. Did you see the shirt there, Kimberly K?
Jason, let Kimberly K know if she wants one, I'll buy her one.
Yeah, we're gonna give one away. We're gonna give one away at some point. We just got to get some love in here. Just get us a few more. We'll start giving them away. Yeah, we'll toss in a couple for these.
Got to get the first lady a shirt.
We got to get we got to get her a couple of them actually.
It means a little bit more to have Kimberly K say, you know, my left ass cheek.
A lot of ass on a t-shirt is what Neil said. There's a lot of ass on a t-shirt. Actual. Well, hofmedia.us/pod-merch. You can get yours too.
I'm buying mine right now.
Oh, that's a back. It's on the back though. Yeah, and then you want me to make one that's got it on the front? Hold on.
Yeah, it don't matter.
All right. Create another.
When I get paid, I'll buy one.
We'll send a few out.
Right off the left ass cheek.
It's gonna mean more when I wear that shirt out, and they're gonna like, "What's that mean?"
Yeah,
I gotta tell them.
Or yeah, that'd be cool. I like it.
Ain't it funny that we can say a saying like Coach is saying there, and it just that it just sticks, you know?
Well, when he says it 50 times, I mean, shit, you're gonna remember it. You can't forget. It was good stuff, though. I like it.
Kimberly K says she can't place a comment publicly, but go for it, and she's got the laughing face.
Like it.
Kimberly K, wink, wink. I got you. Wink, wink.
There he is. Yeah, that's this. I got one for the front too. It's coming. It's coming.
It's your duty to wear that booty.
It's your duty to wear that booty.
Neelio.
There you go, Neelio. There you go.
My man. I like it. Neelio is the man. Some good shit.
Famous sayings from Shaft.
Mars Jams. He says, "Wow, that shirt is lethal, right? Look at that little apple bottom, little cute booty. I like big booty.
I cannot lie.
Yeah, we could. Hey, yeah, we could. That would have been another way to do this. That would have been another way to do this. Is with pictures of
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Sir Mix-a-Lot. Yeah. I love
you know, I'm going to talk off the cuff, but Jason and Coach, do y'all remember that show back in the 90s, In Living Color, with the Wayans brothers?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Hell
do y'all remember when Jamie Foxx did that parody of Sir Mix-a-Lot, Baby's Got Back, and it was like Baby's Got Snacks?
Yeah.
No.
Awesome.
Oh
Only
my
thing I remember from that show, the only thing I remember from that show was Homie the Clown.
Homie,
Oh
don't
my
play
God. Homie the clown. Homie
Yeah,
don't play.
Fire Marshal Bill. Let
Oh,
me tell you
Fire
something.
Marshal. Oh my God, man. It's Fire Marshal Bill.
Yeah,
Let me
Fire
tell you
Marshal
something.
Bill. When David Allen Greer and Damon Wayans would do that Men on something, and they acted
Men on Films.
Men on film, and then they acted like they was yeah.
Yeah, you
Hey,
can't say it now. You can't say it.
I didn't say it, Coach.
Good.
Be nice.
And then Wanda, and then Jamie Foxx and Tommy Davidson doing that
Oh yeah,
ugly girl skit.
they were funny.
Wanda.
Man.
Oh, the dating game.
Yeah.
You want a date with Shaniqua?
Shaniqua.
Jamie come around there. How you doing?
Girl.
Looking like a mud rat.
It's looking like a mud rat. Y'all just ain't right. Y'all just ain't right.
Mud rat. Oh my God.
Told y'all boys.
I'm
I'm
through
from the
with y'all.
country.
Through with y'all. All right. What color you want there, Kimberly K? A lot of ass on that
Oh
shirt.
my God.
Full of ass.
Oh my God.
In other news, top 5 candidates for OC at OU. Yeah. Mars is getting tired of this a little bit. Fire Marshal Bill had tough skin face. Oh man, he was great.
Oh no.
Let me tell you something.
What was it? Damon played the homeless guy.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I forget. They were funny, man. Those dudes were a trip.
Dude, what's his name? Is it Tyrone? No, it ain't Tyrone. It ain't Tyrone.
No.
Oh God.
All right, guys. Give me your top 5 and we're out of here. Let's do it. I released the shirts. They're ready.
Willie Stein.
Yeah.
Andy Kotelnicki. Shanahan.
That's your top 2. Shanahan's are on your third. Okay.
Let's see. The Willie Corn. And just because my mind's in left field, I'm just going to throw out Jerry Nix, even though I'm not on the Jerry Nix train anymore. But just for because my mind's not thinking right now.
All right. What do we got in there? Give me some in the chat here.
Let me see. I got Corn, Stein, Shanahan. I still think Scott Frost.
Scott Frost, you're still on the Scott Frost?
Yeah, I'm still on Scott Frost.
All right. I'm gonna drop that link in here for one of those shirts right here for the front.
I like Bell too. Yeah, I like Bell. At Pittsburgh, I like him.
I like it too. Stein, Shanahan, Bell, Arbuckle, and Corn. You're not on Kotelnicki there, huh, Jimmy? It's in there.
I got it. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah. Check it out. It should be on the right on the screen where you're watching it too.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it in gray so it'll look better.
Yeah.
Extra large.
Oh man, this has been a hell of a show, guys.
We've kind of run the gamut on this stuff today.
Well, you need some laughter, man, to take your mind off what's going on right now.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Exactly.
Come
I mean,
You
you
know,
have
bringing up wrestling and in living color and stuff like that. You know, we gotta have some laughter. You know.
True.
Are you going to have a prediction show, Jason, before the game?
Yeah, we'll do one Friday for sure. We'll do something on Friday if you guys want to jump on or a call show or something. I need to work on that call-in stuff, so we'll do that. So I will.
That column was real good, man. It was real good. I think you hit some key points on there, man. And I think you were very honest about, you know, your report and everything, man. Everything's going to fall in BB's lap if he doesn't get this right.
Yeah.
I think it does too.
Because I don't want to see him gone, man. I really believe he's the right guy for the job. He just been dealt a lot of blows, man, his first 3 years, and it's unfair that he has to deal with it, but it is what it is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Lincoln taking the cupboard dry. You got to rebuild. Levy coming in, then Levy leaving. Hiring Seth was the bad hire, and now with all the injuries, players out, it's just a lot, man.
Mm-hmm. Sloan from LSU, huh? Okay. CSB Lou's got Sloan from LSU in there. Klein from Texas A&M would not be a bad one if you're going to have, especially if you're going to have Michael Hawkins.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Leftwich is not a bad thing.
The question is it more Leftwich or is it more DJ Kinney? I know I trust DJ. I'd rather have DJ Kinney if we're going to go that way. But yeah, and Andy from PSU. That I'm almost to the point where I feel like he might be my more favorite guy. But I'm still on Stein for sure. Yeah. I think he's a good fit. And I think with Stein you can also add samples as your running back coach.
Do you guys think that
coordinator maybe? Yeah.
I'm gonna throw a name out there and let me see what you guys think. And it's just throwing it out there. Eric Bieniemy.
No. He never called plays for shit.
He never called plays.
And the times that he's done it, he hasn't done it well. I mean, what are they doing at UCLA? Nothing. He didn't look good last year at Washington for the Commanders either. I don't buy it.
It was just brought up on a podcast down here yesterday. Somebody was just throwing out names.
Yeah. I know a lot of people they've been throwing him out there. And I mean, I've always thought that he deserved an opportunity. And look, if he did run everything like Andy, yeah, why not? And maybe he could, I don't know, but I just haven't seen it much. But then again, I guess with the kind of players that Oklahoma has, possibly it could work. You know? It could possibly work. But again, that's another one of those. I think you have to hit a home run here. I don't think you can be a maybe. It can't be a maybe guy, right?
No. Well, the reason I was asking, because there are some guys that think that the reason why Kansas City is struggling is because of that, which I don't think so.
Kansas City's undefeated, and they won the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah,
without him.
I know.
Shout out to Bucky.
What they mean. Shout out to Bucky's. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. I gotta get some stuff done and get to work. So, throw them down. Sooner Legend, tell everybody how to find you. Coach Ricks, tell everybody how to find you, and then we'll get out of here.
Go ahead, Coach. You go first.
You can find me, guys, at any media outlet at Coach Ricks. I made it very simple for everybody. At Coach Ricks.
You can find me at Twitter or X at Okie Cowboy 1969. You can find me Find me on IG at Sooner Legend, and you can find me right here on YouTube at Sooner Legends Podcast.
Facts. Absolutely. And as you know, you guys find me right where I am right here. I'll be with these guys as well on their shows. And then at Twitter, it's at JW_HOF. Be sure to get over there, check us out. Be sure to get over there and get become subscribers to these guys' channel. It's important for us. If you hadn't hit that like button, guys, I'd appreciate it. We went another 3 hours today. That's 7 hours in the last 2 morning shows for you guys. Show us some love. Go check it out. Go check out the shirts. Go check out the rest of it. Look, we got a lot of stuff in that store. If you got more ideas for shirts, things like that, make sure you do that.
Hey, Jason.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, y'all can become a member of my channel now. Memberships
Hey,
are
yeah, I
open.
forgot about that. Yeah. Became a
Jason
member already.
Yeah, Jason, appreciate it. You and Chicken. If you're a member, Jason made me up some cool emojis. So come check me out.
Yeah,
become a member. Or if you don't want to be a member, do it the free way and subscribe. Either way, we'd love to have you.
I actually made him better emojis than I got. So yeah.
We'll use them on yours.
Well, I'm gonna try to up that. I finally finished the crossroad and everything of getting over 100 something subscribers. So I appreciate that. Now I'm on to 200. If I can get 200 before Christmas, I'm gonna give out 5 shirts for Christmas for 5 new subscribers and everything. Just come check your boy out, subscribe, Coach Ricks, and we'll get it done for you, man. You guys have a wonderful day.
You too, Coach.
Get the hell up out of here.
All right, fellas.
I gotta get up out of here.
Thanks
Jason, have a good day at work, brother.
Long-winded is the gap. Hey, I'm with you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
We'll holler at you later. Coach, take care.
You too, man. Y'all guys take care, man.
Have a good one.
On down to my end.